Triple Batman, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well today, man. How are you? Have court in 2 hours? Stupid hype about the Warhound being here. I'm excited to hear about the Warhound, man. It's going to be a good time, and I'm very excited for it too. I want to see everything you can when you can get it assembled and put together. It's a very big model. It's going to be great. And honestly, I'm very excited to see it. I'm extremely hype. And hopefully today's the day that you can get your card back. That'd be really cool. Apologies if I'm a little disjointed today. We're just settling in for a 4 hour stream here. I'm just setting up my paints. I'm just putting them on the wet palette. Assuming that they'll mix up. Ah, there we go. Oh. I need paper towel. Shoot. Uh. There we go. I've been preparing for this stream for a little while now. Getting everything together that I can. Everything's been... This is a full takeover. Move that knife before it cuts me. I cannot describe how excited I am for that Warhound Titan. Jarek, wake up. It's the first of the month. Exactly. Welcome to the stream, Jarike. How are you doing today? you're in for quite a stream. Trust me. I'm doing okay. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, man. My countdown timer doesn't appear to be working. But we have another 5 minutes just while I get some paint ready on my wet palette here. Welcome to the stream, friend. You're in for a great stream. We paint a lot of miniatures here, and we're very open and welcoming community. Every now and then we do something a little interesting. We have some sound alerts at the bottom for channel rewards. So if you see something you want to redeem your channel points for, then feel free to have a little fun. Real talk, I didn't realize how hard it was to get this many paints onto a wet palette. 22 to 25 viewer streak. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to keep up the shtick. I'm gonna try to keep it up though. I'm gonna do my best this stream. That's awesome, dude. 25 is no joke. Like that's massive. I didn't realize how many streams I've done, if I'm being honest with you. 4 or 5 days a week, I kind of just go for it. It's poor paint water. I noticed something on the Warhound shin. Let me know. What's up? Going to have to paint half the trim white. Oof. Why half the trim white? It's like a giant scroll. Oh, Jesus. Tree K. Normally our streams are a little less structured than this. This is kind of our fun little stream today. Tag, did somebody say paint water? Sounds delicious. Hi, Teb. How's it going today? Good morning, by the way. And also, that scroll's gonna be awesome, dude. If you want a really fun time painting it, um, or working with it, you can pick up a small, like, micro dot marker. Noob, I think I'm gonna try to finish my Doomstalker. Cool. I have no idea what a Doomstalker looks like. You'll have to show me, but that sounds really cool. Okay, I'm just gonna put the lid on this real quick and get myself situated here, and we'll be good to start stream. Sip a monster. All right, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the stream. We've had a special guest come in and take over for the day, and they brought with them a nice little painting tutorial that you can join in on today. It's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. We'd like to welcome Brush Ross to the stream. Say hi, Brush. He don't talk much. I'm going to be talking for him. And what we're going to be doing today is painting an ultramarine. And he's got a nice little wet palette here. And he's going to be using that to get a nice little marine set together. Now we've been kind of to put the colors on the side here. So if you want to follow along at home, here's the colors that he'll be using today. And we're just going to be painting up a nice little ultramarine. Maybe sitting on a table or on a desk. It's up to you. It's your world. You enjoy it the way you'd like to. He's just going to start by grabbing some of this Abaddon Black and just throwing some down the palette here. And then we're going to grab a whole lot more because this is kind of a big canvas. And I think we'll end up reloading his palette a little bit here at some point. But we're just going to get started here. Now we got a little bit on. We're going to take a 2-inch brush. And I'm just going to make sure it's dry and just move it across. Even get some from the wet palette onto that brush and just try and work it a little bit. We might even need to go straight from the pot just to make things a little easier. No mistakes here, just lots of learning experience. Trying to do the best we can with the tools that we have. Hope everyone's doing well today. It's a Wednesday, the first of the month. You know what that means? It means it's almost spring. It's going to be a beautiful summer, I feel like. We had a terrible, terrible winter, but we're coming in for a nice, nice, beautiful spring. And with spring brings flowers, beautiful little flowers, and the ability to finally prime our miniatures outside because the humidity is going to be nice and low. And we're excited for that because one of our loves on this channel is painting miniatures. And that means that any chance we can to get a nice even coat primed across our miniature is all the better. Right now we're just taking some of this Abaddon black and just throwing it up near the top. I think the easiest way to do this is we're going to keep a nice little white table here. We could have primed this ahead of time, we almost did, but we thought a nice white canvas is a good starting point. I'm going to try with our 2-inch brush again. We're going to put a little bit of water on this and then just kind of work it back and forth. And that gives us a little bit more coverage. And we're just keeping it nice and thin, nice and wide, not too little. Just trying to cover in all those little areas. Now, the original producer of the show wanted you all to know that we're very close to 70 subscribers. Sorry, 70 followers. That's my mistake. I make those every now and then. But we just keep them as gentle little accidents, reminders that we can always improve. And those 70 followers are coming up fast. It's been a great year so far. I mean, we're 3 months in, as he tells me. And every single day, he's so happy to be able to paint with all y'all and be able to hang out and have some fun, get miniatures just to look beautiful way that they are. And he showed me a few right before stream here, and he said, this is one we painted on stream. This is another one we got doing here. And my community is just amazing. We love every single one of you. It's just been so good, he said. And I'm inclined to agree. His positivity seemed to ring so many bounds, and he's happy that all y'all are just having a great time. And sometimes I forget which voice I'm doing, if it's Brush Ross or if we're doing the promoter here, but I think we're a little bit of both today. It's okay to be one or the other. We don't have to pretend that we're either one necessarily, because we can be both. It doesn't matter. All you gotta do is just sit back, relax, and get lost in the joy of painting. Painting miniatures. If you want to follow along at home, you too can enjoy as much as you can. We just add a little bit of water to our brush here, a 2-inch brush, just to help that paint spread out just a little easier. On canvas, sometimes that can be a little difficult because it likes to soak in all that beautiful color. Just keeping it nice and wide. Just like that. And I think today our little Space Marine's going to be sitting on a beautiful countertop in a dark room. Just using a little bit of water to get that back normal. There we go. Now we did use a lot of Abaddon black, but we'll come back to that a little bit later. Some of this is drying up, but we can start on the base. This crackhead I went to rehab with keeps calling and asking for money. He might need it for crack, but you never know. He might need a little bit of help. But the way you're defining him as crackhead, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted a little boost. We're just going to start by doing up a base here for our little Ultramarine. We just got paid disability day. Oh yeah, he's looking for a quick fix then, by the sounds of it. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Crack's a hard drug for a lot of people. Like, it is hard. Once you get on it, it's hard to get off it again. And for some people, that's too much, right? It becomes their whole life. I got told by a police officer once that there kind of is no normal. There's no day to day for those people. So once they're on the drug, they have no idea what anything else is. We're just going to shade some of this little base here. Just add some of this together. We're just going to start with the Abaddon black on our wet palette just to get it nice and thin across the base. This would be the foundation for our A little ultramarine here. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Now we didn't paint the top. We haven't painted that black yet, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of that Abaddon black and some of that Bethulian gray. We're going to mix the two together. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to be close enough. There we go. We might have started this a little high, but we'll find out here in a second. And grab just a little bit of that Bethulian gray and just mix in some of that black, some of that Abaddon black, until we get this nice Mechanicus standard gray. American disability. The only reason I ask is I got disability yesterday, but I'm in Canada. I believe it's American. Yeah, it's American disability. I'm just going to take some of that Mechanicus standard that we just made on the wet palette. Just going to drag it across all of this base here. And we're starting with a black. We're going to add some grass later on, but we're starting with a black. And the reason why is because underneath every single base is a default GW base, and we just want to make it just gentle, just pretty normal. Nice and easy looking. Very VA disability. Veterans Affairs disability. I think it's Canadian and American. Pretty well the same. Oh, we're gonna, you know what? We can add some, a little bit of lighting here with our Mechanicus standard gray across the black, just to get nice and smooth. What I might do is take a little bit here and just put it just in the corner of our black up here, just to add a little bit of smoothness to it. Grab a little bit more. We can make more later if we need it. I'm just going to take our 2-inch brush again and just smooth it across. Grab a little bit more there. And we're just smoothing that across, just to add a little bit of light across our canvas. We're going to take a little bit of this Alatok green. Is our Alatok blue? No, we want Wa Flesh green. It's a nice dark green. And we want to grab some of this and just start it on our base. The reason why is because we want to just start with a little bush here and there and just kind of work it across. You know, there's no wrong answers here. We're just kind of building up some material across our base. Just kind of making ourselves a nice little grass base on top of this. Not being too specific. We're just kind of working it out into some fronds. Some of our paint's still a little wet, so we'll just kind of work with it. Just wait it out. Wait for it to dry a little. It will dry. Just needs time. I think what Noob was asking is if it's Americans Veterans Affairs or Canadians Veterans Affairs, because Canadians Veterans Affairs is a little different from Americans Veterans Affairs. Very similar, but just a little different. American. Okay. We're just going to keep moves in that wafflish, and then just keep it moving across the palette. Right now it's nice and thin. That's what we're looking for, is that real thin base layer. Just because we want to have a good neutral territory to start with on this. You can see some of our paint starting to dry, which is good. Make it a lot easier to work with here soon. Still get some of that paint up there is a little wet. I'm going to grab a little bit of this Uriel yellow and just mix up with some of that Wa Flesh. The reason why we're mixing them is we want lighter green. And we're just going to use it to build out some of our palm fronds here on the bottom. And we'll come back later and add more to this just as we can. Just creating some variation here, just some colors. Nothing too special. Just want just a little bit of color. And we don't want it too thin. Hard to do with a wet palette, but we're working on it. We're just keeping our base nice and special. Maybe he's standing on a little green palette or planet. Maybe he's just hanging out with his little space marine buddies. The bit is too good. Excuse me. I'm going to grab a little Alatok blue, and just mix that up with some of our green. Just to get a darker green that we're going to use just to fill in some of those other gaps here. Just like that. Some variation here just in the color scheme of the grass. Just like that. And we started basing him. That's good. Now, the reason why we base him is the same reason we always base our miniatures. And that's just to start a nice, smooth transition. Smooth, smooth, smooth transition. So when we go to hold this later on, it's a lot easier just to stick our mini right to them. Just put them right on the base. And I'm just rounding out that base here. Just to give it some, there we go. Just like that. And again, we might need to grab some more Abaddon Black, throw on the palette, but that's okay. We're working with a kind of a simpler wet palette today. Not too much going on with it, just enough to make sense of it. We're still waiting for our paint up here to dry, but we can dry it up a little bit with some paper towel. As long as we don't wipe, all we're going to do is just dab, 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 just on that paper. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Almost as if it was intentional. Now comes the fun part. We have to make our Space Marine. Now I'm going to try and do this from memory because this is our little Space Marine here. We get some examples we can keep up here. I think this is a good starting point. So we're going to make them look a little bit like that. So what does that look like? Whoop, not there. Right there. So what I see is a nice round blue foot. And your Space Marine could be anything. It could be a Blood Angel. It could be a Salamander. It's up to you. The canvas is yours. I'm just working with the materials that I know. These are my Space Marines. This is my Burnout Brush Space Marine. In honor of our host, our normal host, Burnout Brush.
Thanks, Bob.
If y'all came here to watch some miniatures being painted today, you're in luck, because we're painting this miniature right here, right now. Sorry. Oh fuck. The host of the show has let me know that all the audio cues have been changed too, to reflect our new host. All of the audio cues. Just got a little shading here, just the bottom of our plug piece and around our boot, just so we can see the boot start to form. We just want to see it kind of happen. Look at that, it's already starting to come through. Damn.
It's a full commitment.
It's a full commitment, he says. We're just going to keep that generalized outline of our Space Marine here as we kind of build up these layers. And we just want to have this leg look as normalized as we can. This is a Space Marine. This is his leg after all. We'll come back and we'll paint part of this later and just add some definition. It'll come together real fast. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. I know you're all waiting on bated breath to see how he turns out, and I am too. We're going to get there, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. We're going to try and keep the paint over top of this background here just so we can see it. His leg's a little chunky, but maybe he's just at a fun angle. We can always adjust that, but just making his boot just a little bigger. Just a little bigger. I mean, this is a palette. We can move as much as we need to and work with the space we have. We're just using some acrylics today, too. We're using oils. This paint will be a little thicker, but today it's working just fine. We won't be impatient. We'll just keep going with it, because you never know. I know it's going on. We're just going to keep this paint moving here. And we're getting closer to where we kind of want him to start coming together. Look at that. Look at that. He's got one leg starting to form here. It's incredible. Isn't it beautiful the way paint just kind of finds its way across the canvas? The producer tells me that we almost changed the category today, but we realized that we are miniature painting. So, because we are painting a miniature, it only seemed reasonable to keep it in the same category. We're going to use a lot of this Alatac blue today, just like we used a lot of the Abaddon black. We're starting with some defined sizes and squares here because we're going to come back a little bit later and just kind of work into them and make them our own. I've been told by the producer that there's a full commitment today. This is one of those days where he wanted the full thing to come together, just as one beautiful little piece. He was told before that he's very Bob Ross like, and I think he said he's just time to roll with it. Are we happy lurk while I finish up my work? Hello, Val Hugh. Welcome to the stream. We've been taken over today by our new host today. This is Brush Ross. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing today, Val Hugh? Let me try and figure this one out. How does this work? We're working with a still life today. We're trying to rebuild our little space marine. We're doing an ultramarine today. And we're gonna just keep this paint flowing. We'll have to build the Aqualia up, but that's okay. We have a lot of great a lot of great things on the way this week. Today's just my day, but tomorrow we are letting the channel drift back casually into some of the normal spaces. I've been told it's going back to working on Lord Solar Leontis, whoever that is. The producer showed me him yesterday. He's got a little bit of a lightning bolt. He looks kind of neat. And he's got a base that's just looking so exceptional. You know, the thing I love about 1st of April is that you look outside, the birds are chirping, squirrels are playing, just everyone's having a great time. It's so fun. It's so nice out. Makes me want to go outside and go for a walk. And maybe I will. Maybe after this stream today, producer and I will go for a walk.
Not likely.
Not likely, he says. Okay, that's fine. You can stay inside. That's okay. Maybe I'll bring back a pebble or something I find. Something beautiful on the road. Challenge you today, go outside, find something beautiful you see outside. If you can. If you can't, that's fine too. Maybe you can find a Google image or something. And like that. It all depends. It all just depends.
Happy painting. God bless.
It just comes down to it just comes down to what's going on. We might have to do a second coat here. As you see, one thin coat's pretty good for getting our Space Marine started, but we really want to make this happen. The best way to do that is to try and get things moving. We have part of them started so far, and it's looking good. Just gonna get this hand put together here. He's got a hand. He's just holding on to his little bolter. Although I think it's a flamer. He's holding on to a flamer. Kind of a nice big flamer too. Just exterminating some little Xenos. Remember that, KS? We are not mistakes for making happy little trader marines. That's right. How you doing today, Remnant? I hope you're doing well. We've had all the audio cues changed for the stream just to make my life a little simpler, a little gentler. Do you like my new wet palette? I've had some people think that this is a bit. This is just a full takeover. It's great. Thank you. We're going to release the STL files for this thing after the stream here on Colts 3D. So if you'd like your own, feel free to grab it. It includes a little brush holder on the side, so if you want to have something just to use while you're out painting at your local hobby store or hanging out with some friends, you can use that. It also includes this little cap here. This little cap here is a counterweight. Right now I have inside of it is screws. But all these tops have been press fit, and we've got a template for cutting out these little pieces of wet palette paper. Just received a bunch of stuff from a Dark Elder, so it's assembly day. That's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I have been looking at the Dark Eldar, and I was talking about them actually yesterday with one of the guys in my local Warhammer store. And he was saying that they're very squishy indeed, but they can have some really great shooting ranges. Wait, not Eldar. Oh, got me hanging on a thread. Angels, dark angels. Ooh, that's interesting. You should post some pictures in our Discord once you get a chance and get them assembled. Dark angels, they're the ones with the hoods, if I'm not mistaken, right? Excellent. Yeah, I was looking at them at one time. I love the sculpts on them. I just think they're absolutely phenomenal. And we're just starting with our very generalized shape of a ultramarine here, but we're gonna do some edge highlighting. We're gonna get him nice and painted. Whole stream we're gonna just focus on making him look as good as we can. And we're just gonna keep this motivated. We're gonna come back through here with a little Abaddon black and mixed up with some of this Awatop blue. Just just over define him a little bit so we can see what he looks like. But right now we're just starting with a generalized shape. Do you think you'd be doing a kit bashing for those Dark Angels? Look at this guy. He's coming together real fast. Real fast. We're just getting some basic shapes on him now right away. We got his hand up here. He's looking good. He's looking happy. He's not looking like very much right now, but he will get there. We're just gonna start building his head. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. He's got a head. Got a fun little looking haircut. I know it's just a helmet, but you can't help but wonder. Maybe? Alrighty. No problem. So we kept the space here potentially open, because what we're going to do is we're going to give him a little belt. But before we give him the belt, we also have to give him a gun. So we have kind of our basic shape here of how this Space Marine kind of looks. He's looking pretty good so far. I need some more Abaddon Black to throw on this wet palette so we can start mixing it together. So we're just going to grab some just like that. Throw it on our wet palette again. Perfect. Now another thing we're going to need is we're going to need to mix this with a little bit of Athelian Gray. The reason why is because we want to make his gun. The brush I'm using right now is just a size 6 by Golden Maple. This is not a real Golden Maple, but it works just as well for what we're doing right here. You take just a little bit of Athelian Gray, just mix it up so it gets this Mechanicus Standard Gray kind of look. I wear my Titan today. Sorry, I was tapped. That's all good. It's all good. We're just going to try and make his gun stand out just like this. And he's got a flamer. So we're going to have to put in all those beautiful little divots here. That's okay. We're not too worried. Anything that we paint here that we get too much paint on, we can always come back over. We just want to get the generalized shapes right now. And we can come back and just brighten up or darken it down just a little bit. There's no wrong answers here. Just ability to make it a little more chaotic. There's no mistakes, just chaos. Just painting the little flamer bits down here. Look at that. Now you know what else he's got on him? A little plug suit. So the way we're going to do this, we're just going to add in some lines back here and right around here, right where his belt's going to go. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. He's got a little chunky belt on. But we just need to start it right here, just to get it kind of floating. Just so he's connected to it. And he's got some vents on the back here. And those vents are Just about there. I think that's right. A little bit more definition there for them. That's good there. And this is still pretty wet, so we're not going to push too much here. But we're just going to get this kind of started. I'm just going to add a little bit more definition. There we go. Just so he's holding something. Just like that, we're starting to really come together now. Look at that, kids. Everyone, we're having a great time. I'm just going to add a little bit of definition here, just to kind of... There we go, just like that. Just like that. Look at that. See it coming together? Oh, it's so beautiful. This is our Space Marine. It's my Ultramarine. Look at that. He's moving. He's got a little bit of pep in his step now. He's got a step to pep with. Just gonna add some more of that very gentle Mechanicus standard grade just to create those outlines. We're using that grade just because if we use black, it'd be too defined. You really see all the little bits of detail. Just want to build up some gentle layers. Just like that. And we're just gonna build it just like that. A little square here. Just to show where his knee is. Take a little bit more of that Bethulian white with some Abaddon black, make some more of that Mechanicus standard here. And we're not going all the way to the edge. We're not making all these bits black. We just want to have some definition. Just like that. Just wherever the blue meets, we want to make it look like it's intentional. And that black's really doing a lot of the work here. We'll come back and we'll add some brighter definitions along the way. Just so we can get it a little bit more black here. Just so we can get it to look a little bit more defined. And that's all we're really aiming for, just the definition. We just want it to look a little more in line. And we'll highlight it, we'll edge highlight it. Take a little black here and just run along the edge, just like that. Just so we can add some shadow. No big deal. Just a little shadow along him. See, he's starting to come together now. He's really pushing them lights. We're just gonna add some of them shadows up. Just a little bit more of this Abaddon black. Just like that. Look at that. Look at them come together. It's like we just pulled him right out of the box and we're just painting him right as he is. Look how fast that's moving. We love it. I love it. Just a little bit more of that Abaddon black. And we're just kind of tracing along. Just tracing along. Just some of the lines we built earlier. And don't worry, we'll add some highlights. We're just getting some shadows in. Just so he looks like he's part of what he's doing here. So he's part of the base. Just like that. And we're just gently, just moving the paints. Not forcing them, just asking them to depart onto the base. Right onto the canvas. Just hello, Mr. Paint. Will you join us today on this canvas? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Just moving right along. Now, if you're feeling a little oddball and you're not quite sure what this stream's about, just bear in mind tomorrow we're getting back to Lord Leonatus. Oh yeah, look at that nice little sharp line. A lot of detail goes in these miniatures sometimes, and it's nice to just appreciate their generalized shape here, just so I understand. Here's some fireworks in the background of the song. First I thought it was gunshots, but I realized very quickly it's fireworks. At least I hope so. Nobody seems to be screaming, everyone seems to be having a good time. There is a couple little screams, but they seem like screams of joy. Look at that little plug suit coming together. Gorgeous. We're just going to do that up here as well. Just going to keep some of that plug suit together. And I haven't forgot that he's got a belt on. but we still have to start with the plug suit lines. Grab a little bit more of the Abaddon black. We're just gonna build some of those lines up, just so you can see kind of where they land out. These already come together. Look how fast this is moving. You'd never even know that we started with just a blue blob, a blueberry blob, as it were. I'm just gonna add a little shading here in the back, just where his legs were. Add a little more shading up here. Just keeping our brush nice and light along this. You know, I'm gonna add a little shading just around the bottom of his foot too. We're just gonna just little tiny circles, just like that. Take a little more of that black and over define his foot just a little bit, just so the shading comes out nice and smooth. Just like that. Just because I want his foot to look like it's defined. There we go. Just like that. His leg's looking pretty good. Just adding some shading here in the back. Just being real smooth with this paint. Not pushing it too much. Just asking it to depart. Look at that. All the top part's starting to dry out, which is good. So we take some of this black again, and we're just going to grab onto his arm here and just start doing some definition around kind of his hand. That's where it is. Now we're using the black here, but we'll come back and we'll clean it up with a little bit of that Thulian gray that we have mixed in and make that Mechanicus standard gray just to make it nice and smooth. Not too much. Nice and smooth. With a real fine point here. Real fine point. And we're just following along the armor. He's got a nice little elbow here. I haven't forgot about that. It's got a fun little elbow. Look at that. I'm just going to build the elbow up just like that. Then we come across. We're going to connect the elbow to his wrist. And then we got a little detail here. Just going to keep it back here. Now, why do we have it this far up? Well, that's a great question. And the short answer is we still have to build his shoulder pad. Now, I'm not going to do the shoulder pad here just yet. We're going to come back to that. Because we get some cool colors here we're going to use. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to just take this top vent that's on his backpack, and we're going to start building that out. Just like that. Grab a little more of this Thulian gray, mix in a little bit more Mechanicus standard gray. We're just going to go back over our line that we put in there. Just because we want a base to start with for when we put our edge highlighting on. Just going to bring this down here like this. Just bring it along this. Just like that. It's pretty light. That's okay though. That's okay, because we're going to take some of this black again, mix it back into that, a little bit more into this Mechanicus standard kind of gray. Oh yeah, it's nice and dark. Just going to keep it down along the lines here. Just trying to get it nice and dark. Not too defined. But we just need just defined enough. A little bit more of this black. I'm just going to, without cleaning our brush off, we're just going to mix the two together. Just like that. Just on the palette. Just on our canvas. Not the Warlord one with the cost and arm and our leg, right? The Warlord Titan is huge. It's the Warhound Titan. It's going to be massive. Honestly, I'm excited to see it personally. Sorry. The producer's excited to see that. I guess I'm excited to see it too. Need the arm still. Dang. Just put that just like that. We're just adding some little details here into the backpack. Oof, but nice. Need to set my stream game. My brother already got Bob Roscoe listening streams. Hey Chris, how's it going? We're just painting a happy little marine today. We're mini painting a marine. We have a wet palette that we put together. Hope you're doing well there, Chris. For anyone who hasn't heard yet, Chris Rose has a convention coming up April 25th this month. I have a little image here on the top of the screen in the right hand corner, and we have a link in our Discord if you're looking for more. rosecon.org. We're just kind of over defining our features here on our Space Marine. Mood's a bit low today, but trying my best to keep my heads up. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm having a great day, and I'm glad you could be here for this. This is our April stream. This is the start of April for us. We're having a great day. We're seeing things in kind of a different light today. Normally we paint some pretty cool stuff, um, but today we figured we really lean into painting a miniature. Yesterday we worked on, grab him real quick here. Should be right next to me. Here he is. Yesterday we worked on Lord Solar, Leonatus. So we gave him a little bit of a lightning trail. And we cleaned up his sculpt really nicely here. And we're just working on his base throughout the next couple days. We're super excited for that. This commission for Chalupa Batman, and we're really excited with how that's turning out. Today we're taking some time. I'm so hyped for that to be painted. Me too, man. Honestly, me too. Last night I assembled my Lord Epoxys for our April 8th collab stream with Noob RX Gaming, Furious John, and Colossal Meltdown. Looking cool so far. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. It's for me. It's a centerpiece model. My first centerpiece model. Chalupa Batman was nice enough to let me do the commission on it, so I'm excited to work on it. Today we're taking a slightly different direction though, and today we're just kind of painting a miniature, just to see how it works. It's based off a miniature I have on the desk here right now. So we're gonna just keep painting along with this guy's face. He's got a little bit of definition here for his face. Not too much. Just a little bit. Just trying something different, challenging ourselves to not be so limited to what we normally paint. Now I am noticing the one downside to working with a handheld wet palette is that the paints like to try and run down the palette. But if you're looking for your own wet palette like this, or you'd like your own handheld, we're going to release the files on Colts 3D open priced. So if you feel like I'm going to contribute, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. 100% of the proceeds will return back to Burnout Brush to keep the channel alive, because we're supported by viewers like you. Just like that. Look at that. It's got a little just get a little bit more here. There we go. Just a little bit of definition along him here. But there'd be no necessity to pay. You don't have to pay if you can't pay or don't want to pay, or if you just feel like you're not going to pay this time. If you do, we thank you very much. We appreciate you. We've changed all of our sound alerts for stream too. So if you want to redeem anything, they've all been Rossified for Brush Ross. We hope you have a nice April 1st.
Lizard.
Lizard. I'm sure Mr. Ross will be quite proud that we're using his likeness, not only without his permission, but well, not his likeness. Sorry, we're using this is what we would call a in honor of. There we go, just like that. Now, we're noticing something big missing here, some details here. Well, he stole his concept from his teacher, so it's true. The original Bob Ross was inspired by, I forget his name, but it was Brian something, I think. The commissar knows it better than I do. And he was so inspired and so moved that he decided to start his own painting channel. Don't think I've forgotten. I have forgotten he's got a great big shoulder pad here, which is adding some definition. I learned in the IT world a long time ago that we don't steal anything. We get inspired by. We make our own. And that's kind of what we're doing here today. We're getting inspired. We're inspired by Mr. Ross and his teachings and his ability to paint and just kind of share his love for things. I say it every stream. God, I didn't say it last stream, but we say it every stream. Is that this is one of those spaces where we feel safe and comfortable, and we have a great time. And I a bit aside, I love painting, and I love being able to paint miniatures and hang out with you guys. Um, it's always a great time, honestly. It's I wake up and it's like my favorite part of my day is being able to paint miniatures. Um, I think Chris, I think you asked me once, like, what's the one thing I would hate to paint, and I was so happy to have that question because it gave me a chance to think about what that meant to me. And after the stream, I thought about it more and more and more. And the reason why is because I realized there's nothing I would really hate to paint. There's just stuff I need to learn to love. Um, like the next stream, the very next stream, I really did something different. And that thing I did different was every time I see somebody's miniatures, because I encourage everyone on stream, and if you're watching for the first time, I encourage you to share your miniatures in any state they are. They don't have to be complete. Because I've been painting for so long now that I've seen so many things, and I've seen so many things in process that like some people just do amazing pieces of art and they don't even realize it yet. Sometimes it's not fully complete. Sometimes it's just like trying something different or doing something a little interesting that you wouldn't normally do. Don't worry, we will be putting a little purity seal on him and whatnot. Um, and the very next stream, I sat down and I realized that like I always give people compliments and I'm always saying like what it is I like about something someone's done. But I realized I'm not the authority on that. I'm not the authority on that. I'm not the one that can say, here's what you did great. Here's what you did awesome here. It's validating, yes, but that's not that's not fair because I don't do that for myself. So the very next stream I sat down and I said, what is it that I love about my miniature that I painted? And I had to really think about it because I'm so quick to just give people compliments that I hadn't thought about what it is I love about my miniatures or why I love these things I'm painting. And I love the way they look, regardless of any state, because I can really see effort and I can really see intention and detail. That's something I'm got a good eye for, and I absolutely adore seeing people's ability, right? Because so many people do so many talented things, um, regardless
Lizard.
regardless if they realize it or not. And I realized I had to take a moment and look at my own, and I did that at the end of the stream. I took a look at my miniature and I said, "What is it I love about this?" And it kind of hit me. Oh, I love like I need a moment to think about it, right? And I realized I loved the way that I did like the shading on one of the legs. I think it was the leg. It was the shading on one piece of it. And I was like, "Oh, that's the attention I give to other people. Is that exact mindset." And I kind of realized you have to appreciate your own work every now and then because it's just fair to you. If you just compliment people all the time, how are you taking care of yourself? We used to say that if you can't take care of yourself, how can you help others, right? And you try doing that myself as a big slum at the moment with my painting. I totally get it. And that was something I was worried about too, was that I would start painting and I would find something I didn't like. And I just found that I just love everything about painting. This hobby is just everything to me. I love everything about it. And I don't think I ever want to stop. I love it too much. I'm gonna grab some of this Uriel yellow. And I'm just gonna start working on our shoulder pad here. Now we've already got the blue here, so I'm just gonna grab this and just go right along the edge, just like this. It's very bright yellow. But I would highly recommend if you could take a moment, just look at your minis and find something that you like about it. I mean, if you're one of those people like me that just compliments other people's minis all the time, find something you like about yours and just realize what you did really well. Give yourself the same satisfaction, the same compliment, because you deserve it. You deserve the ability to feel as accomplished as the people you say are accomplished. You deserve the same attention, the same detail, the same respect. Like I say all the time, maybe you just painted it really well that day. Maybe you just had a fantastic moment getting it together. Maybe you got everything so clean when it came to assembling it that you can't see any mold lines. Maybe you used green stuff for the first time. Like, what is it that makes you happy when you start working on something? And that's what I had to challenge myself to think about, because I came to a point where I was realizing that I was just assembly painting. Stuff looked cool, and I liked the way it looked when it was done, but I forgot about the process. Like, what was it about that process that I enjoyed? What was it about this hobby that really made me feel whole? Just throwing some more of that blue in here. It's going to look a little green for right now, but we'll come back and make it look blue again. Just adding some definition to the shoulder pad here. We'll let that dry a little bit. And we'll come back and over to find the yellow just a hair. Let's grab a little bit of black just to clean up where we get some of that green. We gotta let it dry, but while we're letting it dry, we're gonna paint our what's it called symbol? Our umlaut. Not an umlaut. It's a omega symbol. We're just gonna freehand it here. Normally I'd use a water slide transfer, but I'm just gonna freehand it. If we don't get it right, we don't get it right. We'll just get close enough. That's all that matters. Just needs to look good enough. But yeah, Chris, I would encourage you to think about what it is you like about miniature painting and really tell yourself why you keep doing it. Just going to mix up a little bit of this Alatot blue with some of this Thulian white, Thulian gray rather. We're just going to just gently edge highlight some of these leg pads here. We're just going to paint in one direction. Just to keep the colors nice and smooth. Just because we want all the color to go this way. Oop. Yeah, we'll have to clean that up a little bit, but that's okay. Get a little bit there. Just gonna keep that paint moving this way. Sort of interesting to edge highlight a miniature when it's just a painting. A lot of mine is my own confidence. I don't know what happened, but at some point my confidence ability took a big hit. I was about to delete my Dark Angels Discord earlier today. Definitely, I mean, if you're not sure, I would say this. And that's the thing, is that I wasn't sure for a little bit too. And I was starting to get to that point where I was saying, yeah, what I paint is cool, but is it is it what I enjoy doing? Like, am I just painting for myself or am I painting for other people? Right? Like, how do I know when I like it? And now it's a Fall Out Boy logo. Nice. And it's called the Wasteland. Nice. All channels are renamed to Fall Out themed topics. That's hilarious. But yeah, Chris, I very much feel that, where it's like, am I painting for other people or am I painting for myself? I was so confused, but remembered it was April Fool's. Yeah. we I guess I could probably pull back the curtain here. We are doing an April Fool's stream here, but it's a lot of fun. I'm kind of having a lot of fun doing this, actually, if I'm being honest. But yeah, to your point, Chris, like, some days, like, I wake up and I'm like, am I gonna paint today? Like, is that what's gonna happen? And I'm just not sure, right? Like, and I think it's kind of the proof that, like, you're doing so well is that you don't know how well you're actually doing anymore, because you sort of lose track of what you enjoy because you know you're doing well. I think that's why I experiment so much on this channel and why I have kind of a YOLO kind of attitude towards things is that I want to try so many things, and when they just work, maybe it just becomes talent, right? Like maybe it's just effort showing its face. The World Eaters Discords have changed to Ultramarine logo and renamed themselves Ultra Eaters. That's amazing. Also, I love the idea that there's like other Discords for like other like factions. I'm terrified to think of what a uh what do you call it there? What a Discord for the Black Templar would look like. We're just catching some of these edges of the paint here with this like lightly Discord is terrible. It's horrible. Oh, I'm scared of what you mean by horrible. I like the way this is turning out. It's got a lot of highlights here. This is really awesome. I'm really glad that we tried this today. I'm really glad we tried something different because you never know. Like, is it going to turn out? Isn't it going to turn out? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this Uriel yellow and a little bit of this Mephiston red. Just mix up a little bit of an orange. And the reason why I want that orange, a little bit more yellow here, is because I want to add some black to it, some Abaddon black. And I just want them to tone down into like a brown, like a darker color. And the reason why I want this is because it's going to be used to be this inverse highlights here. And we're not going to use a lot of it. We just need a little bit to just create these inverse highlights. Just because if we keep it black, we're going to have just black on this. There's a lot of that guy and arrogant douches in that Discord. Oof. That's no fun. You know, it's funny. I've never met anyone in the community that was that guy, right? And I think I've just been lucky. I mean, would you guys consider me that guy? Or I just don't take this too seriously? Never at the table? No? Okay, I'm glad. So I don't take miniature painting as seriously as some people probably want. Oh, by the way, speaking of playing at the table, I had a fun game of CSM yesterday. Tell me about it. How did you do? Just gonna come back and add a little bit more definition to some of those areas that dried out. Just gonna build them up in small layers. Look at that brown. That brown's really coming through here. He played CSM and brought Lord of Skulls. Ooh, that sounds fun. He played Imperial Guard and brought Shadow Sword. He played Imperial Sword and brought Shadow Sword. I have no idea what it is, but that sounds great. What is Shadow Sword? Look at the way this is turning out, guys. These inverse shadows here. Oh, inverse highlights rather. Grab a little more yellow and just mix it in, just to brighten it up a little. Oh yeah, Shadow Sword. It's a Baneblade variant. Nice. It's an anti-vehicle variant of the Baneblade. That's cool. How do you play anti-vehicle? You know what? I'm really digging these inverse, and I think I might just try not to overdo them, but definitely going to keep them going here because they add a lot of like shine. And you don't need much. You just need to experiment with it. Try something different. That's my challenge to you guys. Try something different. Whatever you're doing today, try something different. When Simple Dots was in our orc stream, he challenged me to. We have a reward in our channel rewards here where you can change the paint color I'm using immediately for X amount of points. I forget how many points it is. And we were painting orcs, and he immediately had me change my paint color to orange. Orange orcs. Can you picture that? Because I can. And we have one right here. We have our orange orc. And I think he turned out really well. He got all the definition he needed. He got all the other colors he needed. D3 plus 1 attacks, hits on 4 plus. Nice. 3 plus with take aim. Ooh. Strength of 24, armor penetration of -5, and 12 flat damage. Jesus Christ. If it shoots a vehicle or monster, it gets devastating wounds. Holy shit. That's crazy. If I could put it simply. That is insane. The Titan killer. Yeah, I would say so. So long as you can get, well, I suppose you can get the range. What's the range? What is the range on that? 96. Whoa, 96 inch. That's crazy. Oh, so I just realized this guy has a little holster on his belt. So we're going to just do that holster real quick. Just going to paint it up. And we painted the rest already, but the holster should be relatively quick. We're just painting it. Just on the side here. We're just kind of blobbing out the areas. Just doing our color blocking as per normal. We'll just add some definition. Good looking for a bit. As going to get some Zephyr stream. All right, Chris, I appreciate you being here. Be safe, man. Take care. And remember to praise the Emperor. I hope you have a good stream, Chris. If you're still streaming when we're done, we'll come over and we'll say hi. Just gonna keep his belt orange here. Shadow Sword is no joke. It's further have 5 twin linked heavy holsters of Lascans. Jesus. I'm gonna take some of this gray that we made earlier, and we're just gonna do the gun that's just hanging off his belt here. And we'll just define it a little bit later. It looks like his arm is cleaned up a little bit, so we're just gonna take some of that blue. We're just gonna go over the green that we put up there, because we could just clean it up. It's no big deal. Just like that. And when that's dry, we'll take some of this Abaddon Black. And it landed 2 hits on Lord of Skulls, turn 1. He saved on one of the 5+ invulnerable saves. He rolled the second attack and saved the other. Jeez. So you got ripped up. Just making some of this gray here, just to go around the shoulder. I just wanted to find this yellow a little bit, so we're just gonna try and keep it along this. Keep my brush kind of moist. Grab some more of that. Just go along the edge of the shoulder pad here, just with a light gray. Sorry, the dark gray rather. Just because we want to make that shoulder pad pop. We want to have that definition there. We need a little bit of black mixed with some of this yellow. Just a darker color. The reason why is because we just want to have it blend in just a hair. So it still died turn 1. Yeah. The Sentinel and Rogan Woldorn took care of the rest. Nice. I've seen the Rogaldorn tank, and that thing is a beast. It just looks beautiful. Of course, I'm a Rogaldorn supporter because, Black Templar. Abhor the Witch. All the other stuff, We didn't get exactly what we wanted on the shoulder pad here, but, I mean, we're looking okay with this. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Game ended 48-4. Damn. Let me take a moment here and just paint his eyes red. Paint's a little thin, but it's okay. Thin's fine. We don't need it too bright. And while we're waiting for that to dry, what we'll do is we'll take some of this green and mix in a little bit of yellow. A little bit more green. Dude, I really couldn't do much after that as the rest of my army got destroyed by all the tanks. I felt so bad. I feel that. I uh I normally get tabled turn 3. So it's normally a pretty slow game for me. Well, pretty fast game, I guess, because I'm waiting for my enemy to finish playing basically. Take a little green, a little regular green here. And we're just gonna throw some lines in between. Just because we're over defining the base here. A little bit more of this green. Just from our wet palette. I'm just gonna throw it on here. At least you get to play. That's the main thing. Like, I want to play CSM. The outcome guards love to hear. Chalupa Batman's an Imperial Guard player. He calls it a Krieg player. I agree. He's a Krieg player, but basically Imperial Guard. Let's add some of that green around here, just around the foot and on the base, just to make it look a little smooth. Look at that. He's standing on a base. He looks fine. One of my 2 Dorns stayed at 4 health for 3 rounds, kept surviving beatings from both Huron and Warpsmith. Damn. See, I can't get anything to survive that long, especially in AOS. I'm gonna take some of this black here, and we're just gonna catch up on some of our details for the holster. A little bit more black. Just like that. Just gonna over define it with a little bit of this black. Just make our lives a little easier. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. The yellow doesn't look great right now, but it will look better in a second here. We're just going to take some of this brown with some of that black. And the reason why we want to keep moving black into it is to make it darker and darker and darker, darker, darker. Because we're just going to add a stripe of it along here inside the holster. Just to really define it. I'm going to take some of this yellow, just as it is. Well, no, I'll mix it with some of this brown from earlier. Add a little bit more yellow into that brown. Just so it's real bright. Just like a mustardy color. I'm just going to go along, just find a little dot here. Maybe just along the edge here that's brown. We'll add a little bit more red to that, I think. Not much more, just a little bit more red. And just get caught up here with this kind of brown, orangey color. Not worried. If we don't get the color quite right, we can add a little bit more red. And just really smooth it. Add a little more yellow to that. Smooth it together till it gets this beautiful, beautiful orange color. And that's all we're aiming for is orange. Just because we're creating this highlight. All you need is a steady hand. And we'll come back and we'll redefine some of those areas with black. Be safe, have a good one, man. Take care, Chalupa Batman. Remember to praise the Emperor, and good luck. I wish you the best of luck, man. Have a great day. Take some of this black and redefine here along a little bit. We're going to have to wait for that to dry, but that's okay. While we're waiting, I'm going to take a little yellow here. Just add a dot right there. We'll come back here and work on our shoulder pad a little bit. Just using the Uriel yellow, just the way it is. Just on this shoulder pad. Just trying to block it in. It's just a little darker. This isn't a great looking Space Marine, but it's our Space Marine. That's all that matters. Take a little red here, and we'll just do the canister. Just a little bit of red. 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 Just like that. Just around where the flamer is. We can't really do the eye yet because the eye is still drying. But so far this is looking pretty good. I think we're making great progress on this. I think this is looking more and more like a Space Marine. So I tell you what, why don't we give him a little treat here? Let's give him a little bit of, actually, before we do that, we'll grab some Aethylium white, Aethylium gray rather, and we'll mix it with just a hair of yellow, of that Uriel yellow. We'll add a little bit more Aethylium white to that. We want it real thin. We don't want it yellow. We want it thin. We want more white than yellow. The reason why we want it so thin, grab a little bit more of that white, a lot more of that white, is we want it very parchment looking. And we want to do it just right along here. Just like that. I'm going to put on some more music here in just a second. Our music stopped. Grab a little sip of Monster here. Ah, delicious. Let's work some of the paint back up. I'll grab a little red. I think our paint's nice and dry up here enough where we can work with it. Nope, not yet. That's okay. We're still waiting for some paint to dry, so I'm going to grab a little bit more yellow because I think that's pretty dry at this point. We're just going to add more detail to this shoulder. We're just gently running it along. Just almost dabbing and pulling. Just dab and pull. Not long strokes, just dab and pull. Just keep moving the paint. We almost want to keep it thin near the bottom. Just like that. And what we can do is we can take a little bit of this gray that we made earlier. Just work it into the recess. Oh, there's a little bit too much water there. Ah, see, some of that water got around, so I'm going to try and clean it up with our brush real quick, just by trying to dry it out. These things happen when you're working with a wet palette. There we go. I'll just put some of that yellow back in that we just lost. There we go. That looks fine. I wish this counted towards our stream completed minis, because it'd be great to use for the total amount of miniatures being completed by the by the 9th of May. But unfortunately, it won't. Just drying out some of this eye because there's a lot of water in that eye. I'm gonna grab some more red and just, there we go, just like that. Now the eye's done. I could take a little bit of orange that we made earlier. I could just dot it. Nope. Still a little water here. So we're just gonna pull the water out. There we go. That looks pretty good. I need a little bit of black here because we just missed the definition on the shoulder, on the arm. Just moving this along. There we go. We're just going to follow along the edge of this shoulder pad here. And then we're going to add our second little detail to the shoulder pad, just so it looks like this shoulder pad has a little definition. It looks like this part's starting to dry out, which is extra good. There we go. We'll take a little yellow here. We'll just come up a little bit, just where that shoulder pad is now over defined. We just want to keep that definition because we really want it to look like it's been there and it's moving along. Just like that. And we'll over define that as well in a little bit. There we go. A little bit more yellow, if I can grab it off the wet palette here. Take some water and just kind of thin out along the shoulder pad here. Just pull it back up. Oh yeah, we're gonna need some blue in here again. That's okay. Really easy to get back to where we need to. We have that beautiful Alatok blue that we're using. We just throw that just over top. Just like that. Like we never had a problem in the first place. We don't make mistakes here. Just learning curves. There we go. We can even take some of that Thulian gray from earlier. Just throw it back over top, just like that. Never know what happened. I don't know if we did an exceptional job today on this, but I think we did pretty good. And for me, that's all that matters. We're just running around the edge here, just trying to get this nice and smooth. I'm so tempted to get a defiler this weekend. They look so beautiful. I was looking at them yesterday, and because I had to go down my local Warhammer store to pick up my Lord of Poxes. And because it had just come in, which I'm excited to paint, by the way, April 8th. Just going to over define our parchment here. Just like that. And we'll put a little bit of scribbling on there, just like that. Just like that. There, let's get some writing on his parchment paper. And I know the red is still wet. But maybe I can work in a little detail here. We'll just wet blend it. Add a little bit more black. Just like that. Grab a lot more black. Just break the tension. And we'll just kind of... There we go. Now what we want to have here is a nice little definition around the base, because we want some shadow, right? So the way we're going to do some shadows, we're going to take some of that black, I'm just going to smooth it out. Real smooth on our wet palette. So smooth you'd almost think it was invisible. And we're just going to maybe add a little bit of Thulian gray to it. I want even more Thulian gray going across it. I want it so smooth. I want to go from Mechanicus standard up to a almost an Thulian gray. I even take my 2-inch brush here. Actually, I got a smaller brush that we could use. This guy, 1/2-inch brush. We'll just kind of I'll take a lot more of that paint. We'll just kind of get it on nice and wet. Just wet up the wet palette just like that on the canvas, and then just I just want a lot more of that Athelian gray just in there. Again, I want to keep this color palette nice and light, and just keep going lighter and lighter and lighter. And just keep pushing that color brighter and brighter and brighter. Just adding some shadow. I'm just going to keep pushing that brighter and brighter and brighter. Just going to start blending them together, a little bit of water between the two. And then just, again, smooth it out. Grab some more of that Thulian white, Thulian gray. Just keep mixing it in. Just till it's so smooth, you wouldn't even know it from the white. That's not the correct icon for a Night Lord. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. You know, you're right. We could do a burn-up brush mini. And I'm not afraid to mix that up. Just gonna get some more water on here, just so I can start pushing this color a little bit more. There we go. And you're totally right. What we'll do is we'll take some of that Alatok blue from before, just go over top of our iconography here. A little bit more. Just so it blends back down. Just make it nice and smooth. Nice good highlight here. That looks pretty good there. I'm going to grab some more of that black, that Abaddon black from earlier, and we're just going to over define the base. In nice long strokes. We're going to have to do a Night Lord, because you're right, because burn-up brush, our little boy in the corner there, is not a Night Lord, but he's got a very special iconography. He's got our own iconography. I'm going to mix a little bit of this green with some black. This Wah Flash green with some of that Abaddon black. Just get real dark green. Maybe wondering why. And the reason why is because we want to just zoop, zoop. Just add some variation. Zoop, zoop, right along some of these bushes here, just while we're here. Just like that. We'll take some regular wild flash green. And we'll just zoop right along. Right along. Just moving it just kind of everywhere. There we go. And our iconography up here is just trying out with some of that beautiful Alatok blue over top of it. We'll just let it dry. We can keep the yellow, I believe. Oh yeah, we can keep that yellow. Grab a little sip of Monster here. You can tell where I just got caught up in the moment. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this Uriel yellow here and just throw it on some of these shoulder pads. Now that they're dry, we can blend the two together. And just keep mixing them. Just keep throwing them on. Just like that. Perfect. And what I'll do is I'll grab a little bit of this red and I'll throw it on some Bethulian white, Bethulian gray. A little bit more of that red, just so it's a pink. Just a little gentle pink. We'll just throw some right here, just on the edge of this flamer barrel. Maybe a little touch here, just on the edge of that purity symbol. Grab a little bit off with our fingertip. There we go. It's looking good so far, I feel. I think we're doing good. My thumb doesn't feel too sore, so this is working pretty good. You know, some things I love about April are just that we're getting closer to summer, and I love a nice warm summer. I love going outside and spending some time at the Warhammer store and getting to see my friends and hang out with them and play some games. I think we all like playing games, especially Warhammer. 40,000, Age of Sigmar, doesn't matter. They're all good. Some would argue some are better than others, but I disagree. I think they're all pretty good. I'll play them all, and I will. I almost added some gold trim to this guy, but I figured he's got enough going on here. The only thing we didn't paint was the Aqualia, because we just can't see the Aqualia. If we could, we would. Just going over to find his back fence here just a little bit, just a touch. We kind of got a little bit of blending here just to show that there's like a dark light here and like a regular light facing this way coming in. And what we can do to really sell that is we can take a little bit of that gray that we made earlier, get it nice and wet. We'll just throw some here, just across the top of the palette, across the top of our canvas. A nice thin coat. Then we'll take our 2-inch brush and then just smooth it. Just smooth it across. So there's light coming from this side. Now we have a light source. Once that dries, it'll dry nice and smooth. You can take a little bit of Avalon Black here and then just with our 2-inch brush. You can see it's starting to smooth out as it comes across. This is almost dry. Wascraft, Brother Bob, good day, sir. How are you today, Wascraft? I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're painting our miniature today. We're painting it looks like a ultramarine, but we're doing a burnout brush ultramarine. We're going to put the Night Lord symbol on the side. It's going to look very similar, but not quite the same. In fact, I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow white that we mixed up earlier. And I'm just going to do some non-metallic metal just across the side of this shoulder, just to show it's gold. Just so it's not purely white or purely yellow. It's just some Thulian gray that we mixed up with some of that Uriel yellow. How are you doing today, Wascraft? Are you excited for April? I love April. It's a beautiful time of year. All the birds are out and chirping. I'll mix some of the Abaddon black with some of that Uriel yellow with a tiny bit of that wild flash green. I just want just a little bit, just so we can poke it in the corner there, drag it out. Just because it's going to really help sell our non-metallic metal. We don't need much. We just need a little bit. And we're going to grab a little bit of water here and then just gently blend the two. Just on that yellow. And just let them sit like that. Let's grab a little bit of yellow. Straight from a wet palette and just work it in. Just let it blend. Just work it in. Let it blend. Now this is almost dry, so we need just a little bit more blue. Just to hide that old symbol that we had there. We're going to let that dry. That's going to take another minute. But that's okay. So while we're waiting, we can grab a little bit of this regular blue, Altop blue. Just throw a touch up here. Just on some of these higher areas. Maybe some of that lighter blue. And just let's work it in. Just to show that there's a little bit of a shine here. Maybe not that much of a shine. Seeing a lot of detail here, which is looking really good. This looks really good. I'm going to grab a little bit more black just to over-define these a little bit more. There we go. Wascraft, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Even if you're just here to lurk. While that's sitting and drying, I'm going to grab another sip of Monster here. I'll tell you what we can do while we're waiting. Thank you. Having a great day so far. That's excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to add a little bit of this highlight along the edge of our weapon here. Now, are you actually having a good day, or is this an April Fool's I'm having a good day? I hope you are having a good day. Just going to add a little highlight along here. Nothing too special. Just a tiny little dots of highlight. Just because I want some of that white in there. That Thulian gray. Just defining it. Just like that. It's been good so far. Haven't been fooled yet. That's good. I haven't seen any of the April Fool's things that are going around. Did you see the Warhammer put a new thing for the community. It was a musical. It was in the email this morning. And that's real. They really did do that. Oh, go check your email if you're signed up for Warhammer Community. Otherwise, it's just in the regular Warhammer Community section. So Thulian Gray's coming through beautifully. And a little bit more here. They do some quality for April 1st stuff every year. This is my first year being signed up for their community newsletter, so I haven't seen it before. It was really good. Newegg used to do some pretty cool stuff, and Razer usually does some really cool stuff. If you follow like Razer peripherals, I think by having so much definition here and having this be really rough, it really helps the two come together. Don't worry, this is just a first half of stream kind of paint thing. We will sign this, and then we'll move back to our regular paint stuff. Just need to finish painting the Night Lord logo on the side here. So the way I got to do this is I got to do how's this look? One sec, guys. So it looks like we are just freehanding this instead of using water slides. Three, four. There's still a little bit of a blue that's trying here, so we're going to try and work around it. Just like that. Now we get to take some of this blue, Halitalk blue. We're just going to add one little eye, another little eye, and a nose. Just like that. Maybe we'll just add a few little teeth here. Just like that. And there's our Night Lord. Now, the only thing we need now is a signature. And just like that, we have painted a miniature on stream. What a fantastic time. I thank you very much for letting me sit in with you today and paint some miniatures on stream. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to pass it back over to our regular host, Burnout Brush here.
Thanks, Bob.
We're going to nurse the squig back to health. Can you imagine? I think that turned out really well, guys. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a picture of that and throw it on the Discord. Give me just a second here. Five little fellas. Put them in my pocket. What was that? The one episode where he had two little squirrels and he threw them in his pocket, and they just stayed there the whole episode. Absolutely crazy. I really like the way this turned out. I really think we did a fantastic job. This is awesome. I'm gonna put this under stream completed minis, and then we're gonna go show a bunch of other discords. Oh shoot. Ooh. Tab, did you just post? Hold on. I just saw something here in your in progress section. Let me see here. In progress. These guys are coming out. Oh, you get the orange details now. Ooh, you painted the eyes. Very nice, sir. Also, I like how you get like some of the darker details coming through. I can see the wash. Ooh, that little blue eye is hot. Looking good, dude. Looking mint. Looking crisp. Crisp. Looks good. I did update the CSM sorcerer. Add some details. I see. I see. I'm just posting our mini of the day here into a couple different discords. Just give me a hot second here. This is awesome. What a day. Where are all the discords that we're in? There we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go prime the uh Lord Solar, and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna put this on screen, just where it says BRB. I'll just leave you guys alone for a few minutes. Bear in mind there might be some ads. If there are, I apologize, but I will return very quickly. I lied. We're not ready to go just yet. I forgot to pin these guys. Oops. Can't prime them if I can't pin them. We're gonna just move off our little painting that we did here today. Maybe we'll auction this off in the future. I think that'd be fun if we auction that off for charity or something. I'm sure someone would like that. I mean, it's hand done. Could be a lot of fun. Let me know. I think it's a good use of our time. I try and snip some of this using the wrong tool, but we'll see what happens. I'm just using some green wire here that I got for working on this guy. I don't know how big this spot is, but we'll see. I think we can do something here. One sec. We're just gonna go to there we go. We're back to normal. Oh. Whew, that wig was sweaty. Whew, I'm telling you guys. What a time. What a time. What a time. But no, the sorcerer alert's looking good there, Teb. Just trying to find a good spot to pin this horse so I can paint over it later. I think maybe because a lot of this horse is visible, so I don't really want to pin too much here. If I'm going to pin something, I want to be able to come back to it later and then just paint over top of it. But all this horse is visible, so it's kind of like, where do I... Oh, you know what? On the foot. Thanks, Teb. I appreciate that. I totally forgot about that. I'm just using a spin bit here, but I'm gonna have to start it probably with my scalpel. My blade. My blade. My blade. Started with my blade. My blade is made by dwarves with autism, so you know it's good. You guys ever see that? The My Blade? Just gonna spin this a little bit more here, just so I can get this started. And then oh gosh. Please don't make me, it's gonna make me use a bigger bit. Son of a bit. This one I think is right. I'm just gonna spin it in place. Just because it's easier to spin and then flatten out a little bit later. We'll just use some super glue. There we go. And then we just flatten it down using our larger bit. Yeah, that bit might not even been big enough. We might, a much larger bit, which I think is the way. I really like the idea of using the blue eye on that. Is that one of those technical spirit stone colors? Because it looks like you had like some Stormhost silver beneath it. There we go. Now we can start digging with this color. You do a bright silver and then the technical paint. Nice. I ended up buying them as soon as they came out, and I was like, oh fuck, they look so pretty. But I've yet to use them more than once. I only used it once on my Demon Prince, and I just went backwards on it because I don't know. It'd be really good for Eldari, I feel. Because Eldari have all those jewels and gemstones and stuff. I was really digging them. I'm just digging a spot here on the base of the foot so I can glue this spot in. Although I think I might just stick with a slightly smaller bit. And that way I can just kind of drill straight down. And maybe even just like press fit it without having to actually like do a hard fit. I picked it up for Magnus. Ooh, you got a Magnus the Red. Nice. I'm trying to work a blue gem on all the word bearer characters. That's cool. I really want there to be like a really good use case for that stuff because it's a such. I mean, like the technicals are really good. I want more purpose for them. You know what I mean? Like I can never use them properly. I just find they're so bright. Like they capture light really nice. But what could I use them for? Because basically let me think about that for a second. Because if they're really bright, and you got to put silver behind them to make them stay bright, what would work good with that? Yeah, you're very specific in their. They're very specific in their use. They absolutely are. It's so weird because like I want to use them. Like the default is I want to use them for gems, right? Like I feel like that's like the intended purpose. But they're just so bright. But what it is they're translucent, so they're almost like a contrast paint in a way. But they're like a gelled contrast paint. Oh, you know what it'd be really good for is flames. Like But for folks like me who want to get gems, they don't want to paint gems the old way. They're great. Absolutely. And you're 100% right to use them that way. They didn't work necessarily for me. I don't know if maybe I'm just too specific with how I want things to look, but like for me, they just weren't what I wanted. Um, I think that's just me being picky. Ooh, actually, that kind of works. Just fit a little glue in there so I can sneak it in, and we'll try and get that to work. Um, I would use them maybe for like flames, or not flames, but like magic. I think they would serve really well for like if you had like if you're casting magic and stuff. That'd be really really cool. Now I'm just pinning this with CA glue, but um, I can always cut off the piece layer when we glue it straight down to the base. And I just need this on so that I can just hold it and prime it. Now he's got a little space in here where I could fit it. I think I'll do that because I just don't want it to get carved too much, and I don't want to drop right through the model. I'd be really upset if it did. Just gonna try and glue it kind of at an angle, I think, just so I can paint around it. I'm gonna grab some of this glue. A couple coats gives a nice darker shade. I think I'd pick up Magnus at some point and show you. Please do. Yeah, because if I can get it darker and darker and darker, they'd be even better. I've got a. I think what it is I went one shade of it when I tried to use it, and it didn't fit the profile I was aiming for. Dun, 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 dun. I would have drilled right into this guy's crotch, but he had a hole here, so I wanted to use his leg hole. So right now we're just holding it in place just to try and get that glue to stick. It's going to take a few minutes, probably. And then we'll prime it. Once we prime it, we'll come back and start painting it. We're going to prime it with black, I think. It might just be white. We might just prime it with white. It's going to be kind of hard because it's raining today, so I don't know if we're going to get a lot done. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Oh, I know you can stick. Come on. The thing about CA glue is it wants to have pressure behind it. Oh, you know what? It's not going to work. I'm gonna carve up his groin. You won't see it once it's attached. And I should be able to just work the model and work the pin in just from there. Once I glue it down, you'll never see it anyway. Need a little bit more gone from the center here. Sorry about the squeaking, guys. It's just a really cheap spin drill. I gotta oil this at some point, like maybe some WD-40 or something. A little bit of white lithium grease. I'm getting there now. Just pushing, pushing, pushing. It's like the right size for the hole, but like, oh, that's not bad. Actually, that just fit. Oh, sick. That's awesome. Okay. I think I can go prime these. Um, Yeah, I think I can go prime these. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go prime these. Be right back for real this time. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got a little pain on my hands, and I was had a bit of a problem. I primed the horse in white. And there ended up being a little overspray near the bottom, so I tried to clean that up and then just get back to it as fast as I could. That's okay. We can throw a little white on there, and it'll look pretty even. Not too worried about it. If we're super concerned, we can always come back and clean up a little bit. So it'll look nice. Now we didn't get a whole lot on the bottom here, but that's because it's starting to run out of white too. I did manage to get the head done. That was a big challenge. And I got Lord Solar himself painted white, including his little thing. Trouble having a little overspray with my spray primer. I'm really bad for it. I could use my airbrush, but that requires setting it up, and I just don't want to set my airbrush. I'd rather spend the 2 minutes outside spray priming. I'm super, I don't know if I'm lazy or what, but I do get a little bit of flack. My parents complain because they live nearby. That's why. And they like to have no primer in the house, but it is what it is. We have separate units, but we live in the same building. So I'll put the head just back on the little pedestal here. There we go. And it's just glued down, so we're going to have to cut it off later and then just put it in the right place. This I was most proud of because he's just kind of stuck in there. He's not really glued on top. Oh no, he is glued. No, he's not. He's just kind of stuck. So I can pry it out. There, just like that. And I'll just take a little hobby knife here and then just clean up his crotch a little bit. Just so I get some extra spray over. There we go. No big deal. And again, you won't see it once it's on there anyway. This one is glued in place. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, cut this little bit out. Which, no big deal. Just like that. You never even know it was pinned. And now when we, this black piece is still drying, but once it sits on there, it'll look just even. Like it's just part of it. Now because the spray primer, we're going to have to chop it down, so maybe sand it a little bit because it's just a little thick, but aside from that, it's not a big deal. Yeah, we'll sand it up a little bit just to have it be even, so it slides in and out a little easier. Slide back out strong, but we want to glue it in, so it just needs to be smooth. So let's just take either side here and just take this file. It's a really thin file. It's a MF5. Not quite sure what that means, but it's a really good file. Actually, I'm going to move up to a diamond file. I'm always bad with overspray. Like, if it's a larger character model, I don't mind. But where it's like I'm trying to prime a couple pieces at the same time, I'm really bad for it. And I really should be doing them one at a time, if I'm being honest. But I wanted to kind of hit them all at once. I'm trying to find my files. I had a bunch of files here. Where are my files? Where are my files? I lost my files. Sorry. I'm gonna make a joke. Let's see. I did have a bunch of like just little soft files, or diamond files rather, that were sitting on my desk. They are here. I'm sure of that because I put them, I believe, back inside the red tray. I could be wrong. I gotta remember to pull this out too. So I need my my wet palette before we can go too far with painting this thing. So I'm going to move all this on top of the wet palette, I think. Now, these are still a little moist. The downside is it's raining out right now, so I kind of work with this best I can. And rain is kind of the enemy of spray primer. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they don't cooperate very well. Another thing I have coming in the mail, just as a nicety to add to this, is I have the 143rd water transfers or water slide transfers. So they're coming. I don't know when. Eventually, I'm trying to get them in time. There's my files. Trying to get them in time within the next week or two because I don't want them to be here in the middle of May. Like that would just be unreasonable. I feel to make someone wait till the middle of May. What the fuck? Welcome back, Remnant of Chaos. How are you? I want more Bob brush. Okay, all right. More Bob brush it is. There we go. Just painting some more Bob brush. You didn't think I'd be that ready, did you? It's okay, all the sound effects are still Bob Rush. I like that Bob Brush. You missed it. We finished our painting and we signed it Burnout Brush. Which I think the signature turned out probably the best part of this whole thing. But we got our little this is our burnout brush. Like the non-metallic metal turned out really nice too. It looks dope. Thank you. I've been posting it in pretty much every Discord I can think of because it's just so fucking funny. But it is a valid mini. I mean, it's a painted mini, so you know what I might do is maybe we'll stick it on a 32mm base, with like a placard to hold it, and we'll auction it off as a mini. As like part of a charity stream or something later on. I don't know. That would be great. Would people even bid on that? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of those burnout brush things, right? Like you have to be diehard burnout brush to bid on it. But it is funny. It'd just be great to have it on the tabletop where you're just like, oh yeah, give me a second, I gotta get my my mini out, and then just pop this thing down. Oh lord. I got some super glue on my fingers. Actually, a fun super glue thing I've been working on recently was I'm supposed to be doing a commission at some point for some Tyranids. So I've been working on this thing where you put down some PVA glue and then put some droplets of super glue in it, and it makes these like little crystalline structures. And so I've been working with that, trying to get some like color onto it now. And the goal is to try and make it look like um like a Tyranid planet or like alien planet with all these little craters. I think that'd be really cool. And so I'm kind of digging where it's going, but I think I've just got the wrong super glue. Like you need like a really thin super glue, like this stuff. I've been using the gel super glue. I just don't like using this stuff because every time I do, I have to use the nozzles for it. These things, and once you get a little bit of super glue in there, that's it. That's the end of it. It's no good anymore. Like you have to buy like 100 of them at a time, unless you can cut it to like kind of the right size. But like even then, it's like super limited. So I don't know. I'm not super into that. If I'm gonna use glue, I want to use glue, right? That said, it's needing a little love. We're okay to put some of our tools back, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna take a second to put some of my tools back, just before I lose them. Because I will absolutely lose these fucking things on this desk. There we go. Same with, I lost a single tool out of this. I lost my flat file. I've got all my other files, but not my flat one. I don't know what happened to it. It's just missing. I've got, put that brush back on my 2-inch brush back. It's funny, so I had to clean like 1.5-inch brush here I could have used at some point. I just was like, 2-inch brush. Which is just too funny. Just a Bob Ross stream. I thought of this like a week ago, and I was like, I think it was actually it was Teb. It's your fault that we had this stream today, because at one point you said, "I don't know, Bob," and I was like, "Hold on, do people think I'm like Bob Ross?" And the commissar was like, "Well, you can be really calm on stream and like you're super positive." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but like I'm not Bob Ross." And she was like, "Well, it kind of act like him." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And and so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna lean all the way into it." And and so I was like, I know what I'm going to do for my April Fool's stream. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And I like the whole stream is themed now. Like everything is Bob Brush. It was a good time. I mean, we didn't do the full stream in Bob Ross. We did it the first 2 hours, which is still it's still a big commitment. But it's still just a lot of fun. I have no idea what we're going to do next year. I got to think about next year now. Can you imagine what should we do for next year, guys? What do you think? What should next year's stream be for April Fools? Because I can only do like an hour or two of fooling around before it's like we got to get back to business, right? What do you think? What would be fun? Just carving off some of this white here. If it was me, it was the Office Space quote. Peter, look, you've been missing a lot of work lately. I wouldn't say I miss it, Bob. Oh, okay. See, I took that as Bob Ross. I didn't think of I have 32 bosses. Sorry, I have 8 different bosses, Bob. 8, excuse me, come again? 8 bosses. Can you believe it? If I screw up, I hear about it 8 different times. See, it's not a lack of motivate. It's a lack of motivation, not a lack of progress. I think my favorite scene in that whole fucking movie is when they're interviewing Lumberg, and they're like, Lumberg, they're like, what would you say you do here? And they pull out his file and they start looking at him. They're like giving him the death stare, and he's like, yeah. Hey Teb, did you hear? Lumberg fucked her. Give her the O face, the oh. You know what I'm saying? Fucking love Office Space, bro. I've watched that movie at least twice a year. Um, it's like the working man's like it really is the IT and like working man's like soul in a film. Like Mike Judge captured it really well. Talk to my diary. I got a pistol point cocked, ready to rattle shots non-stop till I see your ass drop. And you bitches know who coming. When it comes to the gangster shit, and then he just like turns down the music. Fuck it. I know what we're doing. Hold on. E. Tab, did you remember to file your TPS reports? We're gonna have to trim a little bit off this peg just to make it fit again. Just because it's just a little too big. Goddamn TPS reports. What do you mean paper jam? There is no paper. There can be no paper jam. There is no paper jam. God, there's just so much work here. PC Loler? What the fuck does that mean? We're gonna have to trim a little bit more of this, as much as I don't want to keep trimming. There. We just need it just as fit is all it is. There. It could have fit a little better, but it just kept coming off. I didn't want to clip it, but I didn't have a choice. And it'll fit just fine with the one peg, I think. I still get a good laugh when there's a section where I work and there's an abbreviated TPS. You get TPS? Nice. Did you get the memo? We're going to start by addressing this. This is the biggest piece, and we have to address this really nicely. So this is a Chaos... I forget. We're going to do this piece because this is the biggest piece, and this has to be done first. This is a Chaos Reaver Titan. Yeah. It's actually the head of a Chaos Reaver Titan. You see the eye through there, and then part of the nose, if you look really close. So we're going to try and address that best we can. I could sneak in an LED, and I don't know if I'm going to, because I don't really have a way to power it through the bottom here without using a button cell battery, and I don't have a button cell battery connector and holder that I could solder with reliably. So I'm just going to have to just leave it the way it is, unfortunately. We'll just paint it. I would like to do that kind of mod to it, but I just don't have the space for it. Not in a cavity this small. You know me. I love to work with those sorts of things. I'm going to use just a medium-sized dry brush. Not a big one, but a medium-sized one. I'm going to grab a little bit of this Inky by Darkness and then just get on the wet palette. Get it smooth. Just give it a soda. A soda? And wait for the cavity to grow? Oh, Jesus. Give it a soda. Get a little bit off here. And we're just going to come at this with some of that Inky by Darkness. Just because it's nice and smooth and dark. And it's not as dark as it could be, but it'll darken down once it dries. We're just listening to the Office Space soundtrack right now. I'm not proud of that joke. And you shouldn't be. Don't be proud of that joke. Soda. You know, the worst part is I don't even think I really understood the joke. I feel stupid. I'm so sorry. Explain the joke to me, please. And then we'll laugh at it together. Like I knew what you were talking about. I'm like fried, dude. It's all me, trust me. It probably was funny. I'm just not always into my brain space. This Inky by Darkness is really working really nicely on this. Just giving it a little bit of detail. We don't want it too deep. I ain't working here no more. I've been shoving. I'm getting here no more. Take this job and shove it. Ain't working here no more. Take this job. Take this job. Take this job and shove it. There, that kind of works. We just need to silver top. Now we missed a little bit down here, so I'm going to hit this with some brush on primer. And we're going to use a base brush for this because it's just a little easier. The reason why I'm using brush on primer is because it's a lot easier just to work with. Getting here no more. And I just missed it with some of that primer. Let me know if you can't hear the music. If it needs a little bit more juice. And all this pressure primer does is just give it a little bit of bite. Just so when we throw have it on black over top, it'll be nice and dark again. Working here no more. Take this job and shove it. Ain't working here no more. Take this job and shove it. Ain't working here no more. Take this job, take this job, take this job and shove it. Now we have to address this thing as well. This looks like it's ruins of some sort. And in my mind, it is ruins of like an imperial palace. So that to me says it's like big center beams. Oh, you know what? We missed a little bit here. I'm gonna use some of that brush again. Oh no, I can't. It's just too thin. I'm gonna grab some of this throughout the wet palette and then just go across it, I guess. Grab a lot more. Then just work it across. And just work it across. There we go. That's a lot of inky darkness, so we always darken it, but it looks fine. Because we're going to put lighter colors over top of it, so it's just going to look really, really bright. But this we need to address. I think that's going to be Flavor and Flesh. Might be too light, but we'll see. I've got some other colors here. I've got Terminated Stone. That might be okay. It is a dry brush color. But Flavor and Flesh is kind of my go-to. We're going to need it anyway for the horse. I need my smaller dry brush. I don't have it right now. All I have is this guy. I just need a little bit, because we're just going to throw on the wet palette. Get it smooth. And then put it across the paper towel, just till it's smooth again. Just because I want just a little bit for this. We'll even do the little skull down here. There we go. Throw a little bit down here. We'll have to do a little trim and everything on the inside, but it's okay. We'll clean it up. It's not a big deal. We're just getting the first coat on. We just want the few smooth coats. That's all we're doing with the dry brush, just getting it smooth. It's almost like this green got into it, so we're going to grab just a little bit more. Actually, I might use Terminated Stone. You know what? It's kind of the right color. I'm going to see if it works. I've never used it before. Just get some on our dry brush here. Oh, yeah. You know what? It's kind of perfect, actually. Terminated Stone. It's almost like a single coat dry paint. It's sort of interesting, actually. I've never really used the dry brush paints by Citadel, but I kind of don't hate it. We're gonna have to blend it a little bit more, but so far it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I don't really see this being uh, metal so much as stone. Now there is some metal in here, but we'll address that too. I'm sort of out in the dark. Can you please explain the joke to me? I'm so sorry. Wait for the cavity to grow. Just give it a soda. I'm not too worried about getting the black near the bottom here, because we're going to throw some sterling mud in here. There we go. That's looking pretty good so far. Let my brush up a little bit and then work the color out of it. So what I'm going to do too is, just because this is all the way up here, now you can actually see what I'm doing here. Soda equals sugar, sugar equals cavity, cavity. Oh, like a tooth cavity. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Cavities are too small. Soda because of the sugar and it causes the cavity. Oh, fuck. Well, I get it now. I gotta admit, that is actually pretty good. I'm a little just. Thank you for taking pity on me. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna take some flame and flesh here and just. It's a layer, but I'm using a base brush. I'm just gonna go over the skull that's here. The skulls, rather. We're just gonna paint up the skulls here. Cavity. You know what? That joke was sweet. I can tell worse jokes. Sweet, get it? Get it? Um, I'm just using the base brush here because I can get a little deeper in some of these recesses with it. No other reason. Don't worry, we're going to cover a lot of the details here. So this is going to be really deep and detailed. I just needed to start with some of these colors. This is just the easiest way to get to it. It's just to punch them in like that. This said it was a playlist of music for the motion motion picture action film. But I think this is just original music from it. Working 9 to 5. Anyone ever watched that 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton? It's about like a bunch of employees planning to kill their own boss. That's really what the movie's about. And I think he just dies. This version's by Lisa Stone. It's kind of neat. So we got some base colors here. Nothing too special, but just some start of colors. I mean, this is going to come together very fast. We're going to do the silvers inside of here. The way we're going to do that is we're going to take some a much darker color. We could use Iron Hands. That's a nice bright color, but we want to use not Iron Warriors. We want to use a really dark silver. So Lead Belcher's pretty dark. We want Iron Warriors, I think, because that's the darker of the two. They look very similar, but I think Iron Warriors is the way to go. And it's kind of in line with this being Chaos, so... Oh, shoot. I'm going to use the tool that the Commissar bought for me a while ago. That I just don't use as often as I could. And we'll have to come back to this tomorrow, probably, because I feel like we're not going to get through the whole model in a day. Cool little tool, by the way. All it does is just hold your pot open. I'm just going to get it kind of smooth and then just push it into all the little cavities around here. We just want it in all the little recesses, just add a little bit of a shine, because it's Chaos Reaver Titan. And just working it in. Just getting it in here. Yeah, Iron Warriors is noticeably darker versus Lead Belcher when side by side on them all, 100%. In the pots, they look exactly the same. So you gotta be careful if you plan to use them. But they look so similar. You know what I might do is I might use Spiritstone Red here. Just then it'll look like a cavity. It'll look like it's actually bright. Mind of a carjacker. Especially when you put this on black instead of like on a gray or something. Tab, do you remember the printer scene? Jerry. It's a couple little spots in here that are nice and dark. Oh yeah, I watch the movie every couple of years still. That and Galaxy Quest. Ah, oh, Galaxy Quest is good. I'm just such a fan of Office Space. Um, like I said, I watch it twice a year. I absolutely love that film, and like I grew up watching it and going like, this is what it's gonna be like working in IT, and it kind of was, honestly. So I'm just catching up on some of these little pieces of trim here, just making it dark for the spin here. And I'm just trying to make it look just consistent enough with these colors. And we're going to use a little recipe by Pro that he gave me. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some, not iron hand steel, but lead belcher. Or not Pro, sorry, this is by New Bar Gaming. I need to get my lead belcher just mixed up again. I haven't seen Galaxy Quest in a hot minute. I spent so long going like, I want to work an office job, I want to work an office job, I want to work an office job, and then when I had it, it was great. Until they were like, yeah, we're good. And I was like, oh, okay. This is lead belcher we're putting on top of this. Just see how this looks together. If this doesn't work, we always cover this with hash nut copper. I'm not too worried about that. Because I mean, the color just needs to be imparted on, right? And we're gonna put Rikon Flesh Shade over top of this. It just needs a base, and then, like I said, Rikon Flesh Shade will be the next color. Just give it that brass kind of color. I've never done it. I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna find out. Like I said, if it doesn't work, there's always alcohol. You know, I'm not too worried about getting commission look perfect right away. Um, just getting it started and then getting through it should be nice. Oh fuck yeah! Tab, hand me that power drill. We're getting in the building. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Oh, gangster. Oh, that fights. He just pushes the desk over. Ugh. You know what? That's how I feel about streaming some days. I wake up and I'm like, I fucking made it, dude. This is the life I want. Eating minis all day. It's just so fucking relaxing. It just makes me happy. And like, I keep saying it, but it's so true, is that you guys are so chill and you guys are so sick. I just love hanging out with you dudes all day long. If I could do it every day, I would. And that's a real goal of mine, is being able to do that every day. Some days you just need that little bit of just to chill in life, you know? Wake up and be like, this is it. We're just really trying this lead belcher now. It's looking nice and smooth. We're doing all the trim in this lead belcher color. Shit jumps up, what the fuck you gonna do? Then it feels good to be a gangster. I think they just look so similar but so different because the Iron Warriors is just so consistent with its color, and the Lead Belcher's got a little bit more flake in it. If you guys need a song change, let me know. You know what I've got in my collection room is I have a "Is this good for the company" poster, and I've got an Initech mug in there as well. It was my whole life for a while. This movie. I think I lost my Initech mug in a move at some point. Oh, you got to get another one, man. Like I'm not going to tell you ever what I think you should do, but you definitely got to get another one. It's so rewarding. Accounts receivable, just a moment. Accounts receivable, just a moment. My first WoW code was named Initech. Oh, I love it. Lumberg. Someday it'll just all work out. Just hold out, guys. I felt that so deep when, like, first thing in the morning, they just all run off the site to go get coffee at the tchotchkes next door. 72 pieces of flair. Do you want to be like Brent? What's wrong with my 52 pieces of flair? Well, you could wear just 52, or you could be like Brent. Can you get you guys started some jalapeno poppers? No, just coffee. It's like 9 in the morning, Brent. Nobody's eating jalapeno poppers at 9 in the morning. You don't need to go that crazy. What song is this? It's that virus, like in Superman 3. Oh, I must have missed a zero. I always do something stupid like that. Moved a decimal place in the wrong place. What the hell, man? We were supposed to be rich, not like not this. This is crazy. I set the building on fire. That's true. It's so funny because that kit, it was a whole kit you could buy at one point. The Initech mug came with like the little red stapler. I think I lost my stapler. My little swing line. Oh, I wish I still had that swing line stapler. Hey, my stapler. I believe you have my stapler. That's true. I set the building on fire. Milton. That name's not ringing a bell. Well, he's been working here uninterrupted for 30 years. He was supposed to be let go at some point, but the HR never got back to him. So we just fixed the payroll. Oh, so you let him go? No, we just fixed the payroll. These things have a way of working themselves out. What a terrible thing. Yes, stapler jumped to conclusions, Matt. I forget what else. Mug jumped to conclusions, Matt. Um the oh god, what else did it come? It came with the "Is this good for the company" poster. Trying to think what else. I don't think it came with anything else. I think that was pretty much it. It was inside the kit. I'm just realizing now I missed a little bit of spot there where I could throw some of that darker silver, the Iron Hands or Iron Warriors rather. Um, I think it came with a piece of flair as well. We're just putting some gold here. Or sorry, not gold. Jesus Christ, this is the opposite of gold. It's like it's silver. We're just putting some iron warriors inside these little spots here, just real thin, because we're going to cover it in Black Templar or Black Legion, just to darken it down. And we just want this to look as dark as we can, but still silver. And we're not quite done. We need to move a little bit more iron warriors or lead belcher, sorry, on the other spot. And there's a very large symbol here. I think that's going to be lead belcher as well, probably. And we're just going to keep moving along. Just like that. And there's a little skull in here, so we'll have to get that with some Flavor and Flash, but not a big deal. We're just going to try and get this painted the best we can, because it's kind of a tight spot. And it's sort of a small skull. But we want this painted. Problem is that they didn't add any defining lines, they just smoothed it straight to it. I think I found it. Pick and journal. Alright, one sec, I'll take a peek there. Ah, this is all me. Fucking dealer. That's good. The tea. The end. So good. This life is nature. Oh yes, that's exactly it. That's the one I had too. The PC load letter. Oh, I love that kit. Except the Initech mug had blue on it instead of black and white. It might have been the Canadian only version that had the blue on it. Okay, so we got our silver on. There is a little face in here, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay. Riddling shots not stop until I see your ass drop. You know you think of who done it. Comes to this gank of shit, these motherfuckers know who run it. Turn down the music. Gonna talk to my mother, so I talk to my diary. God, I miss that kit. Like I said, it was the whole reason I got into IT in the first place. And then later on, when I was starting to work in IT, the TV show Silicon Valley came out. I was like, oh god, yes. And it's so real. There'd be no twos in the end. And I could put some of that banding on here as well, which I might do with some of that silver. And I think we'll do that kind of after we try out some stuff here. I think the color was Seraphim Sepia, was it? It was, hold on. Noob sent it to me in a separate message. It was Lead Belcher and what was the color? Reichland Flesh Shade, that's what it was. Heck of a soundtrack if you're changing age rating of the channel. Oh, yeah. My apologies to all young Bob Ross fans. Stay too long for the stream. Yeah, true. You know, I didn't even think of that. Maybe I will change the age rating of the stream real quick here. That's a good point. One sec here. Content labels. Significant profanity. Updating. There we go. Now it's updated. There we go. Yeah, I totally forgot. Today's stream was very, very calm and gentle, and then it became very, very not very quickly. Still Bob Ross. Still Brush Ross. Or Bob Brush, whatever you want to run it as. You still have to highlight some stuff in here. And definitely this stone needs it, and this railing and whatnot. But, oh, you know what? This little space here, I can throw some lead belcher. Grab some of this. And just go along the edge here. Yeah, I've got a bad habit of doing the exact opposite of what I say I'm going to do. It's just I think we're used to it at this point, but some of the new watchers, if they're just coming in, might be a little confused. Not many people can listen to hip hop while they're painting. I think that's kind of a unique challenge as a streamer. Oh, you know what? We missed a little bit back here too. Oh wow, did we ever miss a lot? And this is why we're doing this second look through. Oh yeah, we missed some over here too. Jesus. This is a very profane stream. I really do need to get the store before the closing hour. Run, man. Run. Don't run too fast. Run safe. But run. If you gotta go, go. We'll be here. We'll be here for another hour. But if I don't see you when you get back, remember to praise the Emperor. You need to buy energy drinks. They have closed. They have closed the next 2 days. Oh shit, they're closing for the next 2 days? What the fuck? Well, thank you for coming in anyway. I appreciate you being here today. National holiday. Oh, what holiday? What holiday up there in Denmark? Just before you go, I'm just curious. It looks like I can sneak a little bit of that other silver down here. Not Light Belcher, but the Iron Hands. Or Iron Warriors, rather. Or not Denmark, sorry. Why did I say Denmark? I was thinking of something else. My brain is fried, guys. I'm so sorry. You know what it is? I was watching something last night and they were mentioning Denmark, and I was like, oh, cool. I live in Denmark. Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. It doesn't involve eating lots of donuts. I assume something Easter related. That's fair. It might actually be Easter. That's a good call out. That's a fair point. Ooh. Let me try and pronounce this. Basically, it's Skerstordag and Langfredag. Skerstordag. Skerstordag. That sounds like Easter. Langfredag. That sounds like Good Friday and Easter almost. Skerstordag. Thursday's Last Supper with Jesus and disciples. Ah, yes, that would be for North Americans. That is Good Friday, and then a day or two later is Easter. We just decorate ours with chocolate rabbits and less. Well, it's still religious, but it's a lot less religious. Looks like I missed a little bit there. I'm going to try some Lead Belcher in there, I think. Not that most Danes care. That's fair. Also, Teb, I just got it when you said Danish. Or sorry, you said donuts. Danish donuts. Also, Simple Dots has a holiday in Poland called Fat Thursday where they eat donuts all day long. I know we are technically a Christian country. Well, most of North America is technically a Christian country too, so I think it's pretty universal at this point. Oh man, good reminder. I still need to put up my decoration and decorate my cross. Decorate your cross? I don't want to laugh at that if that's something real. Are you being facetious? Or are you being real, Ted? Decorate your cross. If it's real, I apologize, but the terminology sounds kind of funny to me. Bad religious joke. Okay, all right, that's fair. Basilicum gray. Ooh, I haven't used that before. Maybe we'll use some of that here. The contrast paint. We could throw some of that over top of the stuff here. I've got Leviathan purple. I'm looking for. I've got Black Templar here. Black Templar's good. I could into my thoughts of the U.S. Christian but I don't want political and stream. No worries, man. We're not a politically based stream, so we don't touch on it. But we also don't ignore that it's a thing. I feel like if I sat here and said we're not going to talk about politics, we're not going to talk about religion, we're going to pretend they don't exist, that'd be super disingenuous because you can't pretend this stuff doesn't exist, right? Like if people want to say they have a religion that they prefer, religion that they talk about or like or don't like, by all means you're allowed to have something on it, but third day and everything, that's fair. But then Sunday and Monday are holidays as well. That's fair. For us, they're government holidays. Yeah, we almost toe a fine line sometimes. Because I don't like the idea of ignoring that religion and politics are a thing, but I just don't want to talk about them. That's the thing. And it's simply because I'm just not equipped to talk about it because I don't pay attention to either. And I don't know enough. If I did, maybe I would. But I'm just not equipped, you know. Some people know a lot, and some people know very little, and it's not a great discussion to ever have because not everyone's going to know the same things, and not everyone's going to be uh, able to discuss them in a way that they feel equipped. Um, and also, there's some opinions in there too that just are some people take really personally. So, would Bob Ross be an Emperor's Child Marine? You know, that's a good question. Would Bob Ross be an Emperor's Child Marine? I feel like he would. Yeah, maybe he would. In the sense that he was a child of the Emperor, I feel like he would. There's Sarah from Sepia. Oh, there's my Reichland flesh shade just sitting on the desk staring at me. I gotta shake the shit out of it because it's been sitting for a minute. Maybe he would. I don't know. What are the advantages to being in that way? Sure. What are the advantages to being an Emperor's child? Oh, ooh, are we talking pre-chaos or post-chaos? Excuse me. I'm going to use a shade brush here for this. I'm just going to use Reichland Flesh Shade, and we'll see what happens. Definitely post. Post-chaos. I mean, you'd have to be just to be relaxed, right? Ooh, you know what? That Seraphim Sepia is really, really, really nice. Oh my god, guys. Nobody can stay that calm without being a sick fuck behind the scenes. I think you're allowed to swear. I think that regular curse words are allowed in this chat. It shouldn't block you. Um, that said, we don't really allow gamer words here. That's the thing. Or not really. We just don't like gamer words here. BBBR. Oh, Fallen Jinx. Hey, how's it going? Also, yes, you'll be right back. Okay, gotcha. Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, yeah. We do allow swearing in here because, I mean, we're all basically adults in here. Even some of the children in here, like we don't encourage you to swear, but if you're going to swear, I'm not going to stop you. All I ask is that you don't use gamer words because anything that could be disparaging is probably not going to be TOS approvable. Probably not something we're going to like. Cold War office ambience. What is this? That's interesting. Stuck in 1987. What is this? Whoa! Gamer words. Burnout Brush Bob Ross. Hell yes, Burnout Ross. I've also been called Bob Brush. Gamer words are derogatory terms used. I'm not going to get into what words they are specifically, but they're derogatory words used to describe someone's ethnicity, gender, things of that nature. And we won't tolerate those words here. That's a hard line in the sand that I will not accept. Is when people use words, they're like that. Yeah, I mean obviously, but I do have to say it because some people might not know, and I'd rather people know than to assume all things are curse words. Just because for a long time I didn't know the difference, um, until it was explained to me. I don't know how long ago, probably 15, 20 years ago easily, but at the time I did not know the difference. So I would be remiss if I didn't explain it to others as well. Excuse me. I'm just using the Seraphim Sepia here all over the space. Also, Jenks, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your week been? It's it's Wednesday, and this is a great day. We had a really nice beginning. We painted a Space Marine. I don't know if you saw it. I'm just imparting some of this Seraphim Sepia, or sorry, this is Reichland Flesh Shade. Lizard. Here, I'll show you what we painted on stream. We painted a Space Marine. We painted our mini on stream. This music's kind of super low energy. Like, there's low energy, and then there's whatever this is. This is so low energy, it almost hurts. So I'm using that Reichland Flesh Shade on top of this lead belcher here. It's supposed to turn it kind of brassy, and it looks dirty, which is kind of nice. I don't know if it's exactly what we're going for here, but it's pretty much right in line with it. So I'm kind of digging it. It's definitely more concrete than I was thinking. And I want to get a little bit, I think, on the inside here as well, just to make it look rusty, because it's been sitting down for a minute, right? Like this thing's been encased in the dirt. It's rusty. It's seen some better days. And I think that's the takeaway from this specific thing. Doing fine. Just came home. Work was enjoyable, and now it's dinner and time for the work on my cam setup. Right on. Are you? Oh, you're streaming tonight then? Will you be streaming in about 45 minutes? Or is it just working on it? I know we were going to say hi to Chris Rose at the end of streaming. We might still. I'm not sure yet. It just depends if you or him or both of you are streaming. If the both of you are streaming, then I might give it to Chris because he was kind of here first earlier, and I said hi to him. But if you're streaming and he's offline, maybe we'll come by and drop in and say hi through our stream. I'm not playing favorites, just he was here earlier today and hopped in when we were still Bob Rossing it up. And plus, it depends. If he's getting ready to end the stream, we'll come in and say hi, if that's okay with you. So this Seraphim Sepia, like this. Sorry, I keep calling it that. It's Reichland Flesh Shade. My mistake. Now, you know what? I've said it enough. I'm going to use Seraphim Sepia. I'm going to shake the shit of it. Today is just setup time. No worries. I don't know when I'll be streaming again. I just updated my OBS and need to check it for all settings. Oh god, is OBS updated? Oh shit, I haven't updated my OBS. Oh no, oh no. Let's see if Seraphim and Sepia works on some of this structure we have here. I have not updated my OBS in a hot minute. Yeah, the Seraphim Sepia kind of works here. I don't know if it fully does yet, but we're gonna work with it and see if we make it work make sense. I can give a teaser for my next stream. Ooh, that'd be interesting. What do you? Yeah, if you don't mind, what do you think about streaming next? I'd love to hear it. Also, I'll have to keep an eye out for when you're streaming next, unless you know kind of inherently when you're going to be streaming next. We're gonna hit this with a little bit of Nolan Oil, a little bit later on too, just to get it a little darker. This is just commissioned for Chalupa Batman. I shouldn't say just. This is a commission for Chalupa Batman. This is his Lord Solar Leontis. Working on the base right now to get nice and dark. And try and keep all those beautiful, beautiful shades in there. We're being kind of quick with it, but we're going to take our time a little bit later and make it a little darker, a little bit more concrete. But yes, if you want to share a teaser, I'd absolutely be interested in that. I'm super consistent with my stream schedule, so I have to see when I'll do it next. Okay, no worries. Not everyone can stream 5 days a week. I totally understand that. But the idea was as follows. Ooh, I'm listening. And while I'm listening, I'm grabbing some skeleton horde just to put over the skulls that we have here because they're similar in tone. And I just need a little STC brush here. Just this guy. I just want a lot of it so I can throw it all over the skulls. Just give the detail to them because they've been sitting for a minute. And they'll brighten up a little bit as it dries. So I'm not too worried about them. We're just letting all that beautiful color sit in all the recesses and dry out. Many don't know. I have an idea about anything warmer. Sorry. Many don't know. I have no idea about anything warmer. Like nothing at all. Okay. I mean, welcome to the club. I know very little, if anything, about Warhammer. I'm kind of learning through stream. I'm using my privilege as a streamer to learn. So while that's drying, we're going to take some sterling mud and just push it around. Just to get it consistent. Valhue gifted me Rogue Trader. Oh, nice! As a thanks for his overlay and stuff. That's awesome. I don't know anything about Rogue Trader, but it looks awesome from what I've seen. Just gonna use my little brush here. My little palette brush. So jealous you get to have a Rogue Trader. So I decided to make it a fun thing and go as a no idea what I'm doing stream. That's an awesome idea. I feel like almost all of my streams are exactly that, where I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. The PC game, I enjoyed playing it, but didn't have any of the DLC. Ooh. It might be actually the box Rogue Trader. Because I do remember Rogue Trader was like a 3rd edition box, I think it was. It might have been, actually, it was pre-first edition. And also, welcome to the club of I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're going to figure it out as we go. It's 100% of my streams. Dog, I am so confused all the time. Get some more of that sterling mud up here near the front. There we go. I hope to offend as many hardcore Warhammer 40,000 fans as I do in a good way, in a fun way. Oh, yeah. That's, you know what? I'm always a fan of trolling, um, especially if you come at it from an angle of you really have no idea. Because, I mean, they can't be angry at you for not knowing if you don't know, right? Not that I'd recommend anybody troll on purpose, because that could be really spiteful. But it it's always, it feeds my inner need, my inner troll. Just gonna use the other end here just to push some of this into this area here. Well, I'll tell you what. Whenever you feel like doing that stream, I know one thing about Warhammer, and that's for the Emperor. For the Emperor. I try to say that every stream, just so people understand where we're aligned. Although some days it's for the Chaos Gods. Just depends. Just depends. Just moving around the sterling mud here, trying to get it smooth, but everywhere I can. I'm trying to create little piths and cavities as well, because we're gonna hit this with a little bit of excuse me, a little bit of oh gosh, what's it called? UV resin. That's all my knowledge. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So it should be going. Absolutely, it will be a good one. Whenever you decide you're going to do that stream, come in here. Assuming I'm streaming, of course. If I'm streaming, come in here. Let me know, and we'll come over and we'll say hi. Because I'm sure there's a few people that would absolutely love to see Rogue Trader. I've not played the game. I've been meaning to at some point. I don't know if we're going to play any games on this channel. Mostly because it's I've got such a backlog of minis that I just don't have time for anything other than just to work on the minis. What I'm doing with the Sterling Mud here is I'm just creating a transition from the model to the base, which we did once with green stuff, but this is just the transition that goes over top of it. Just adding a little bit of mud all the way around it, just because it's a battlefield. Love is a battlefield. I'm super excited for that stream, man. If you can get me a time and a place, like, let me know. That's twitch.tv /fallen_jinx for those who are interested. Okay, so I got a little bit of space here. I'm going to try and find a cavity that we can build. I'm going to just dig it right here, I think. Just where it's starting to dry out. Just going to add a little bit more over here. Just can kind of dig this cavity as much as we can. Just like that. The reason why I'm digging that cavity is, like I said, we're going to dry this out much as we can. It's going to take a little while to dry, but once it dries, it's going to dry and have a space for us to put some of that UV resin. I will give you info and the date when I decided to. Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so we need to address this Inky by Darkness that we have here, because there's armor. I need some Nuln oil, which I have right here on my desk. Actually, let's take some Black Legion real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to take this STC brush that we used earlier. I'm just going to take this. Should be interesting. I have like 4 or 5 people I tell when I do stream. It'll definitely be interesting. There's no question in my mind. I take a little water and then just thread it across this Black Legion and just spread it all over, just so it bleeds in almost like a null oil. Just because I want to cover the ink by darkness and just work it into all the little recesses. Because we kind of get a little dark when we went on the first time, but we can always make it darker. And just taking this contrast paint and then just going around the edges and trying to find any place where there's these little lips or little cuts, and just throw some of that Black Legion into it. And then we take, like I said, they don't want to see my me slaughter the game story. Oh my god, that's gonna be really funny. I see. I know nothing about Warhammer other than just my base stuff. The commissar knows way more than I do. She spends a lot of time studying it, both for work because she has the energy to keep up with that stuff, but also because she knows it. So yeah. So something I was wondering, you've got the name Fallen Jinx. Is that a reference to League of Legends? Yes, perfect. I was wondering because I used to be an Ash player. I used to play Ash all of the time. In fact, my computer is called the Ice Queen because it runs so cold. Um, Mostly because it's still running DDR3 RAM, but also because I've got like water coolers and stuff inside of it. Um, and because in Canada, haha, Canada, cold computer, go freeze, that sort of thing. Um, that and I used to build Huron's bow all of the time. I used to play Machine Gun Ash. I used to love playing the game. Until I found out that I was playing it so much that I wasn't sleeping very often, and I was getting angry, like audibly angry. So I kind of stopped playing that game a little bit. It used to be a lot of fun. They say if you played, you may have just watched the series. I don't know. Nice thing about this Inky by Darkness is that it goes on relatively dark. But it dries out nice and smooth. My hand's getting dry from the Sterling mud. I don't really need Nolan oil now because I just used that. I'm going to catch up on some of this silver though. So I'm going to grab some Iron Hand Steel, which is a much brighter silver. Assuming it's not dry. Wow. There we go. And I'm going to grab my base brush again. And we're just going to do some of the little details here, like this railing. Because it looks like, actually, it's not a railing, it's part of a window from the looks of it. The way I thought of how I got my Summoner game tag, I used to play Jinx main 24/7, and after I swapped to support as main, I did want to include all my time favorite champion character into the branding. Yeah, and Jinx was taken, so I thought, hey, I dropped dropped her. I love that. I My channel name actually doesn't come from very much. It comes from just burnout. I had burnout really bad, so I named it FF Jinx. Nice. It's the way to do it. Fallen Jinx. I love it. Jinx was a really fun like support character. Oh, sorry, really fun main character. I didn't really play a lot of Jinx, but the people who play it really well. That like rocket she has, absolutely phenomenal. Like you were talking like half a way across the map or all the way across the map in some cases. Just like game ending kind of hits. to get a little overpaint here, but we'll clean that up real quick. Electric hit, hell yeah. See, Ashe is one of those characters where Ashe is fun to play, but only once you get her like built up. Otherwise, you're sitting around like just eating your own troops the whole time, trying to get as many points as you can, so you can just keep building her and building her and building her. You know what? We might use some Seraphim Sepia on this metal, because I think I can get some really good rust effects on this. A little bit of water in there, so I'm going to try and clean up that water. But after 2018, I stopped playing normals and was, and until 2025, I was Aram main. Oh, okay. I haven't played since 2017 as well. It just became too much for me. It just really was just too much. Since 2025, I stopped playing League. That's fair. Once I stopped being able to build on top of Huron's bow, I was like, nope, I'm done. If I can't play Machine Gun Ash, I just don't. I didn't see a point, so I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I like playing Machine Gun Ash, and that's it. I just like coming in and just doing a crap load of hits late game. Understandable. Even gets more shit show each year. It really does. And they kept changing what they wanted her to be, and it's like I can't, guys. Like until you guys figure out what you want Ash's main role to be, like just hits or whatever, or late game. If you want her to be early game, late game, like that's great, but like let's figure it out, and then players will be actually able to use her. But they change the meta on her every year. And after 3 years, I was like, no, I can't. I just can't. And also, I found the community there was really toxic. Like, I'm all for people. Well, I'm not all for people, but people were throwing games, and like the Dota community was really bad for it, right? Like they'd throw games, but like they would just purposely feed if you couldn't win within the first 10 minutes of playing League of Legends. And I was like, no, I can't. Like this is too much. And like we won a couple of games even though people were feeding, but it was just like, yeah, League is toxic. It is so toxic. Like not to shit on League, but like it can make you feel bad really really quickly. It's just one of those things. I'm working in excuse me, I'm working in a lot of this Iron Hands steel here to try and get the metals painted just for this fallen pillar. Um as much as I can at least. And then we're gonna hit with some Seraphim Sepia just to make it really dirty and rusty. Too competitive to be enjoyable. I found even in the lower levels it was competitive. It was like everyone was competing because everyone wanted to be the best player. And I was like, I just want to play. And like if I get good, fine. But like the classification system for how they like figured out where you should be. And the worst part was like you couldn't be good. That's the thing. If you started to be good, people would assume you're smurfing. For those who don't know what the term means, it means that you're playing on a lower level character or like a brand new character, even though you're like higher playability or you're slightly better than anybody else. People would assume you're smurfing and then immediately be like, oh, and then like report you or like uh have you reclassified like immediately. It was like, oh, this sucks because now I just can't play because they think I'm good, which is kind of a compliment, but like also it's like, oh, I can't play against these other people because these people are much better than me, like so much better than I am. It was so toxic. It was so hard to get into, just on that stuff alone. So I stopped altogether. It was always a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if you're good at it, you're called a Smurf. If you're bad at it, you're just insulted. it was it was never like, oh, like good game. It was always like good game, get the hell out of here. And it's like, oh, okay. See you later. Thank you. I'll see myself out. Just hang with some Seraphim Sepia to try and tone down and rust up the metals, which is the intent behind Seraphim Sepia here. Uh, it's just to add rust effects really easily. Just because this is a battlefield, it's been sitting here for a minute. It's kind of rusty. I mean, this we can't assume that they just killed this thing. We're assuming that it's been sitting here for a little while. As is, we have lightning striking Lord Solar Leontis here. So this would be interesting. All this beautiful detail that we're adding in. Does anyone else really need to pee? Sorry, this music is the background music is really rain heavy. Yeah, the only way to quit the league action is cold withdrawal, 100%. And that was the worst part I found too, is that like when I was playing, I was like, oh, this is a lot of fun, yada yada yada. Um, and then if I didn't, like, I'd get really angry, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to play this anymore. I'm not. I'm just not. No, I'm not. I'd be so furious. And then like I'd go to bed and I'd be like, well, maybe I can play a little bit more. I only watch YouTube shorts on end and the eventual TwitchCon stream or Twitch stream, but I kept the name. Nice. And that's my brand. My brand. They can't possibly have my brand. Look with your eyes, your special eyes. My brand. That's a commercial I'll never, ever forget. My brand. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take. Oh, actually, you know what? That did turn out really dusty, like rusty. The lead belcher with the Seraphim sorry, with the Raycon flesh shade. I like the way that looks. She's got eyes that are bliss to me, eyes me in childhood memories. I'm going to take some Agrix Earthshade, which is much darker brown. And I'm going to use a shade brush, which I almost didn't use here. And I'm just going to load it up and just throw it all over this beam that fell. Just because it'll make it look really dirty. And give it that nice dark tone that fills in all the little gaps on it. And again, we just started with a very light dry brush, just because we don't want it too visible. And we want all the light to be higher. We want all the light to be towards Lord Leontis. So we want as much, we want all the darkness down here, just to kind of tone it down. Blue skies, and if they run away, I'd hate to look into those eyes and feel an ounce of pain. Whatever reminds me. And now that the OBS is set up, I shall perfect my scenes and all the good stuff. Yes. It's so funny. I was up late last night because I was like, I gotta get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's an April 1st stream. It's like people are expecting a level of quality from a Burn Out Brush stream. And I was like, I've gotta deliver an April Fool's Day joke. And I feel like we did it. I feel like we really came across. Both because I was like, these people are expecting me to be funny, but also because I was like, I want to have fun with this, and I really did. I had a lot of fun today, running as a Bob Brush. My production looks like 1,000 subs, but the actual quality is like 50-50. Oh man, I don't even think we have production quality on this stream. It's usually just whatever bullshit ends up being the funniest thing that we stick with. And it kind of just lands sometimes. I mean, sometimes it doesn't. But people let me know when it doesn't. Right, Deb? Best April design I've seen so far. Thank you. You know, I haven't seen what other people are doing yet, and I'm excited because post stream we're gonna have to check out somebody. So I'm excited to see what other people are doing. The simplest things will work best. Oh, I mean, not just to talk shop. I just think it's funny. This is my own specific brand of like crazy. Is a Boboros. Just adding some Agrix Earthshade here around the metal, just on the lower bits, just to make it really, really dirty and dingy. I'm worried it's going to look too yellow or too dingy, so we're just going to have to work with it best we can. The pun is hilarious. God tier. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was a little self-conscious. I was like, oh, I hope this is funny. I hope people get it. I hope people don't actually think that I sold this to PBS. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being big enough to sell your channel to PBS? That'd be awesome. Of course, you couldn't sell it anyway because it's PBS. I need a lot more of this. There we go. I keep forgetting that I have to move this on screen. There we go. I'll just do that. Nope. Do that. Now you can actually see when I'm painting. Because I keep bringing it down here when I mean to have it a little higher up. That doesn't look too bad. It needs a little red around somewhere where the eyes are. But it's drying, so we're just going to work with it. And we're going to put some bushes on it too, I think. Well, maybe not, because it's just mud. As gentle as I can. I'm going to put the stallion up here. We're going to have to glue the stallion in place. And then Lord Leontis goes on top. Yeah, I think the stallion has just enough white on it. Yeah, there's not really a lot of overspray, which turned out nice. If I can get these to fit together again, which they kind of do. So I think this is, guys, looking pretty good. I will need to move the... There. There we go. He's just being struck by lightning on the sword, so that's pretty cool. We're going to try and be careful with how we paint this, because he needs some very specific paint. Quick trivia about my account. A long time ago I had Twitch partner, but I was so exhausted by always streaming League 24/7, I decided to go and kill my account. Damn. That's devotion if you're killing your account like right away. And by a happy little accident, I signed into it. Nice. I've been streaming for about 2 months now, I think. I mean, others can correct me if my timing's right, but it's been a lot of fun. Now I'm back since 2 years. Nice. You remember that lightning goes down and not off in weird directions. That's going to look really cool when it's done. I have to hold it in place right now, but it's very fun. Damn. How do you find streaming after 2 years? Because, like I said, I'm only 2 months, maybe 3 months in now, and I'm having a great time. I get to stream 4 hours a day. It's very fun, yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have to call the stream kind of here because we're waiting for a lot of this to dry, and I can't really go too far just yet. But it's been a great day. I mean, like, we get a lot done. And when I say a lot, I mean, like, we get a lot done. I just had trouble in trade school and with my health overall, but it might be because I played League all the time. I wouldn't doubt it if you played that much League, what you're saying. I used to be in IT, and I was a programmer analyst and then an automation engineer. And that was a lot of fun. I miss doing that quite a bit. And what happened was I hit a stage of burnout after I got let go. And because they let me go in October last year. I had really bad work-life balance. And it was not where I wanted to be in life. Like, I gave up my Christmas, I gave up my vacations, I gave up my my New Year's, and it wasn't till like I took a vacation, right? I took a vacation time for 2 weeks in September. I came back a month later, they let me go. They said they didn't meet their sales goals, so they had to let go of 7 of us. And I went, that's just not fair. Like I got to take my vacation time, and that was like just that was that's it. That's all. I'll see you later. And I was like, what the fuck? Um, and I just my work life balance is already bad, right? And so after I lost that job, I was like, I need some time to just figure out what it is I'm going to do with myself. And for 3 months, I moped around. For 3 months, I just felt bad for myself, and I just didn't do anything. I'd wake up, and some days I wouldn't even get out of bed. Literally, I would wake up. Uh, what a shit. Welcome back. Exactly. Like I'd wake up, I'd go to the bathroom, come back to bed. Self care is important, big time. I learned that. I learned that after the fact. Um, but initially, I didn't know anything about that, and I would tell people all the time because people would say like, oh, I just yada yada yada. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not working or this or that. And I tell people literally all the time. I tell people like, go stream on Twitch, And then I was like, you know what? Uh, I feel bad. I'm not going to do anything. Like I literally would just wake up and do nothing all day long. And the commissar was like, you tell people all the time stream on Twitch. Why don't you stream on Twitch? And I said, fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it. I can do that. Um, and it wasn't to like make money. It was like quite literally like you're doing nothing all day. Like might as well stream on Twitch to see even get yourself back to normal. And I tried that. Um, and my first week was like literally it was me sitting down saying I'm just gonna work on my backlog, and this is a great way to stay honest. Um, and I found that through the Warhammer community, like everyone was super super badass, super cool, and the people here are just really awesome. Both like from like a streaming community perspective, but also like from just a Warhammer like community perspective or hobby perspective in general. Uh, I really did find the perfect category for myself. It was just it's where I wanted to be all along. Like going back to IT, I don't know if I can do it right now because the AI thing until it cools down, people are just going to be AI this, AI that, and it's like even the company that I work for now, like a lot of people that are working there are just they're not sure if they're going to be there in a couple months' time. Like that's how rough it's gotten. Um, and it's just it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. Um, and I really enjoy mini painting, and I've kind of decided that like if I'm gonna do anything all day until like I've got a little bit of runway for the next like 6 months, right? I'm just gonna mini paint all day long. That's what I'm gonna do because that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy mini painting, chill painting, some nice little chit chat. Exactly. Like I said, I keep saying it's still true. Is you guys are honestly the best community. You guys are really like what's healing me from the inside out, and it's so meaningful to me to be able to be part of something that like is a bigger picture, not just for me but for in general, where the people are just really helpful but also really willing. Everyone here is just actually willing to do something and be part of something and to just offer like results and offer like ways to do things. Simple Dots, I keep referencing him. Early on, he told me how to like do transfers the easy way, which was to just like like water slides, you just get a brush wet and then use the brush to move it off. Like that's awesome. Proficient gave me tips on like how to use PVA glue. Um, New Gaming like gave me the advice on how to use like lead belcher and if I can move it off here, lead belcher and Rikon flesh shade to get this like dark like metallic and like everyone's just been super super cool. So I've been incredibly blessed to be part of this and to continue to be part of this. Chris Rowe has been really cool too. He's really come in and like helped me figure out what it is I want to do with my hobby stuff. And he's asked me some really great questions. Like he asked me about a week or so ago. He said, "What's something I don't want to paint?" Right, and that sort of made me think like, is there anything I don't want to paint? Proficient is a sham. He said he loved me. NPC Wargaming, how's it going, man? Long time no see. How you been? How you been, dude? I caught a couple collab streams with you and Pro. You guys have a really great dynamic. It's actually really cool. Having a good community around helps a shit ton. It really does. And I'm super 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 thankful that everyone's just really cool. Um, we tried to keep the riffraff out, but somehow you snuck in. Well, the back door was open and you guys left open just a jar, not much, but just a jar. And that's all I needed. You know, I found my way and got my little fingers in there, and I kind of pried around and went, "Oh, what's going on?" That's what she said. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's how she got in there. You missed it. You missed it, NBC. It has many holes in its walls. We painted a mini on stream earlier today. And I'd say with Chris and all the nice people around it, should be all Gucci. It definitely is. It's awesome. Wrong base size. You know what? You're right. I think that's a 40 millimeter, and this is like a 28. This is a 32 millimeter. I think you're right. I think it's pretty close. I think you're right. Uh, but you're not gonna tell me what to do. This is my stream. It's a happy little accent. You're 100% right. This is our. Damn! I missed the joke. Damn. Okay, you beat me to it. We were fully involved in it earlier. We had actually, if you look at the audio alerts, I'll play a couple of the audio alerts because they're going to be back to normal tomorrow. Um, and I just want to run through them super quick. They were kind of fun. We had this one.
Happy painting. God bless.
That was one of them. We had, let's see here. This is another good one.
Lizard.
Pipe fall. Let me go to Stream Elements for a second because we had some pretty cool ones in Stream Elements that we just didn't get to use, but they were set up just in case. These are all going to be examples. These are not real, but these are just going to be examples. Give me a second here. We've had one for rating.
Happy painting. God bless.
Thank you for absolute cinema. Let's see here. Elements. Overlays. This is what I want is overlays. Bob Ross is Stardy's Lair. I'm just gonna burn through these super fast. One sec. These won't take very long. So we had, if you subscribed. There was a follower event. We have one for raids too. Is he gonna play? It was a whole thing. I was so prepared it wasn't even funny. I was up till like midnight last night. I was like, I gotta get this shit ready for tomorrow because it could just oh, and you missed. We had a wet palette that we made just for stream too. I need to remember to release the STLs for this. The top fits a little better in the STLs. I'll put them on Colts 3D. But basically it's a handheld wet palette. So if you want to do your own like canvas painting, you can do that too. And on the side here, this is a little storage. And what this is for is just to hold like a bunch of like counterweights and screws and stuff. So if you had like, if you found it was too light on the wrist, you could put this back on and snap it into place. And then this, like I said, this has been redesigned, so it's a little thinner. And on the side here, there's a little spot to hold your brushes. So if you wanted something while you're working, just to hold your brushes, you could have that too. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It was a couple days worth of work because I was like, I really want this to look and act the way I kind of expect it to. So if I was like just painting something and I wanted something to work, I could have it just on the side. And like I said, I'll release this in Colts 3D tonight. I'll make an account for Burnout Brush and we'll release it there. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. It needs a snack drawer. I mean, you could use this as a snack drawer. You could put like some M&Ms in here or something. I almost put on a spot to hold paper towel, so if you had to, if you need to wipe it off, you could. So you could do everything on just your wrist, right? Almost. It was almost that, but this is how far I got. At least in a day. It even included. I have to redesign this, but it included a little template to cut out the paper for the inside. Oh, it's right. It was right here. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. Anyway, that said, we're coming up on time here, so I'm just going to move us over to the end screen. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, wait, that's the the effects going through again. One sec. I'm gonna have to refresh the overlay. There we go. There we go. Might have dropped out of the chat log, and I apologize if it did, but you are still here. You guys are still here for the time being, at least, because we're gonna look for somebody who's streaming right now, which is kind of funny. I saw yesterday there was a uh, way to see who's streaming inside of the thing here. Um, it's been a minute. Content, no. Community, I think it was community. Uh, no, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to the follower category. Oh, sorry, follower. Gonna go to the streaming category here. Oh, I did have some music for end of stream too. One sec. It was where is it here? There we go. There's an end stream music. Uh, um, in case you guys weren't sure. Let's see who's on right now. Chris Rose is on. Let's go see Chris Rose. I told him earlier today that we'd pop in and say hello and give him a little hi, how are you? But I'm excited for tomorrow because tomorrow we get back to working on Lord Solar Leontis, much like we started to today. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your day and that you had a great April Fool's Day. By the way, April Fools was a nice chill stream. I should be back next time. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, Lord. Remember to praise the Emperor. Until we meet again, enjoy the evening and night, and all have a good one. You too. Remember to be safe and take care of yourself. And if you can take care of somebody else, give them an opportunity to take care of them. I don't know why this is still counting down the raid. I should have given me the option to raid us over like immediately. You know what? I don't understand how stream elements work sometimes. I'm a fool on the internet. Oh, you know what? It's leading here. 9 seconds. That's why. Have a good one, Teb. You too. Everybody have a good one. Everybody have a safe night. Don't get caught up in any fool's gambits. A raid through the stream manager. Okay. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm not going to use this other way again.